Welcome back to Crusher Stadium in Avon, Ohio. Bowling Green, Eastern Michigan, the first elimination game of the tournament on deck. Tyler Cowlitz alongside Chaz McNeil from the Falcon Media Sports Network here with you once again. Appreciate everyone who listened to our first broadcast of the day, any parts of it, whether it be the morning or the afternoon part of Bowling Green against Toledo, and appreciate everyone tuning in for this game once again. Chaz, Falcons, and Eagles both have their backs against the wall. The loser of this game is going home packing. The winner will continue to fight in this double elimination tournament.
Yeah, Tyler, you're really right about that. Because at the end of the day, for both of these teams, you're kind of stuck in this limbo where you need to win the next game, but it's all stacked up against you. And because it's all stacked up against you, you have to pull out some things that you might not have had to do in a while. And if you couldn't already guess, I am talking about Bowling Green. I think Eastern Michigan, they came into this tournament knowing they were the 6th seed, knowing they were the underdog. The Falcons, though, they had the opportunity to be a big surprise in this tournament, and you can blame the rain delay. You can blame a couple of the Falcon batters that just couldn't get hot when they needed to. But at the end of the day, Bowling Green did not get hot when they needed to. They couldn't stand strong when they needed to. And now they're facing elimination the same day that they played in their first game, which I feel like has to be it's got to be close to a first in the MAC tournament.
Yeah, it's definitely not the situation that you want to be in if you are the Falcons right now. You do not want to be in this situation, but you are here, so they will have to face it. And we were wondering if there's going to be any changes in the lineup for Bowling Green, and we were answered with a resounding pretty much no. So go through these starting lineups real quick. For Eastern Michigan, Gianno Zaccaro will lead it off in the left field. Logan Hugo bats second in right field. Harrison Travis bats third, the designated hitter. Devin Zyrus bats cleanup over at first base. Ty Stecco bats fifth at third. Bruce Jellison bats sixth at second. John Hale bats seventh in center field. Brendan Kleiman bats eighth as the catcher. And Cooper Vance bats ninth over at short. Drew Beckner, the left-handed senior, is on the bump for EMU. For the Falcons, Gunnar Antillion leads it off. He's at short. Garrett Wright out in center field once again, bats second. Brady Birchmeyer bats third at first. Zach Corky batting cleanup in right. Sam Seidel batting fifth at second. Gavin Gannon batting sixth, the designated hitter. Caden Parker bats seventh over in left. Cooper McKenzie behind the plate bats eighth. And Garrett Sloan batting ninth over at third. Carson Silva, the freshman righty, gets the start for Bowling Green. And I know, Chaz, we were wondering whether it was going to be Silva or Williman that got the start in this second game for Bowling Green, whether it was going to be the freshman or the veteran, and it is the freshman who gets the start on the bump.
Yeah, Tyler, and into this game, you're right. It was, what's the play going to be? And for the Falcons, I think this was a premeditated decision. I think this was something that no matter the outcome, win or lose, next game it's Carson Silva. Because also, at the end of the day, you do have Silva for a long time. Williman, I think that was a guy that we thought might get the nod in this game. And if all holds, if Bowling Green ends up losing this game, then this will be his last game as a Falcon that he doesn't even get to play in. But that's how baseball works. It's not about being romantic about any of the players. It's about just playing a bat and ball sport and ending up with more runs than the other team. And if Coach Kyle Halleck thinks in this situation you're going to win more baseball games, and most importantly this one with Silva, you've got to trust that decision. And similarly, it's a very similar thing with Eastern Michigan's lineup. You look at what they're trotting out, it's very similar to what lost them the game against Ball State. It's all the same players in the same order, but they're just running it again because they believe that they can win this game. They were one run away from beating Ball State. There's not much separating those teams when we watched them play.
Gianno Zaccaro steps into the box. Carson Silva's first pitch of the day misses for a ball. Silva on the year, .559 earned run average, a 3-3 record, 16 games, 11 starts. He's thrown 48 in a third innings, 26 walks to 41 strikeouts. Opponents hit .259 off of Silva. Silva now throws in a strike, 1-1 count. This one chopped over to first. It's going to be fielded by Birchmeyer, steps on the bag for the first out of the game.
And I want to add to this a little bit because this is almost like an elongated post-game from just half an hour ago where Bowling Green fell to the Rockets, because I think a lot of what happened in that game, good and bad, will carry over into this one in the sense that their bats couldn't get going. They were facing a very strong pitching staff, and now you've got almost the complete opposite side. Pitching for EMU is not their strength. They're very hard to strike out. It's going to be a batter's duel now.
And if you look on the field now, obviously you can't see it on the radio, but the downpour has hit once again. Rain just downpouring here in Avon as it was a first pitch strike to Logan Hugo. Everyone breaking out their umbrellas. This is some of the harder rain that we've seen since that rain delay happened for the Bowling Green Toledo game. Since early in that rain delay, it is absolutely pouring right now at Crusher Stadium and pouring sideways from left field to right field.
Oh, no.
This is not a good sign.
Oh, no.
With how much this turf field has already taken, a 1-1 count, Silva now misses, and this is not ideal for a pitcher like Carson Silva. 10 wild pitches this season for Silva. Control has been a little bit of an issue for the freshman at times. Not ideal weather for him now. As this one lined over to short, nice stop by Antillion. His throw across the diamond in time for the second out of the inning.
Quick 1-2 for Bowling Green. Now all they got to do is get the 3, and they'll have to do it against Harrison Travis, the designated hitter. He's one of the stronger hitters on the team, but as a whole, not a very strong, potent offense for EMU. Like we mentioned before, their number one claim to fame is that they are just difficult to strike out. When you get them to swing on stuff, they don't really have that much power.
Harrison Travis looks at a first pitch ball. Travis batting .314 this season. 36 runs batted in for Harrison Travis. Now he looks at another ball. This rain continuing to downpour here in Avon. This is, if you're head coach Kyle Halleck and the Falcons, you might be getting flashbacks right now of earlier today at about 10 in the morning.
Yeah, not what you want to see if you're Bowling Green, because it's like, oh, we got a fresh start. Oh, and it's the same conditions.
Immediately after this game started is when this downpour began.
Yeah, it's just a brutal, brutal situation for Bowling Green.
Players from the Eastern Michigan bullpen running into the dugout for cover. A 2-2 count. This one clubbed to left field. Going back is Parker and Wright. Wright drifting, still trying to track it. Wright dives. Did he make the catch? Yes! What a defensive play by Garrett Wright, the catcher in center field. He's the MAC Defensive Player of the Year for a reason. What a tremendous defensive gem by Garrett Wright.
I mean, in the rain, drifting, diving, catching, Garrett Wright has been doing it all. Yet, in this same day, he's had a little bit of a slower start in the field, and then just like that, he pops out in a downpour for the snag.
What a catch. And Eastern Michigan goes down 1-2-3 in the top of the first. We head to the bottom of the first here in Avon. With the rain pouring once again, you are listening to BGSU MAC Tournament Baseball on Falcon Radio.
I'm the threat that's already inside the house. I can't be scared away or negotiated with. You can't call the cops on me. You can't even see me. I'm the threat of family fire, and as long as your guns aren't stored securely, I'll be there. Protect your family. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
When I smoke weed, I get lost in the music. I like to isolate each instrument. The rhythmic bass, the harmonies on the piano, the sticky melody.
Hey, careful careful, babe. There's someone crossing the street.
Sorry, I didn't see him there.
If you feel different, you drive different. Don't drive high. It's dangerous and illegal everywhere. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
On the mound for Eastern Michigan is Drew Beckner, senior left-hander. 3-2 on the year, a .552 ERA. 14 starts for him. He's thrown 73 in the third innings. 35 walks to 75 strikeouts. Opponents hit just .270 against Beckner. Gunnar Antillian will lead things off for the Falcons. Antillian looking to kickstart this Bowling Green offense.
Earlier today, he had 2 hit-by pitches, a ground out, a single, a strikeout swinging, and a walk, and the opportunity to score, but he was shut down just short.
Fouls this one to the right side, and he's now down in the count 0-2 pretty quickly.
Actually, no, Tyler, I lied. He did end up scoring at the end, but it was just a little bit too late for Bowling Green about half an hour
The next
ago.
pitch from Beckner, down low, bounced in the turf for a ball. This Bowling Green offense just was not able to capitalize in the advantageous situations that they had on offense in the first game earlier against Toledo. The next pitch misses for a ball. Count goes even to 2-2. Head coach Kyle Halleck trots out the same starting 9, the same batting order for the Falcons. The next pitch by Beckner, fouled off to the back by Antillian. Antillian really broke out second half of the season for Bowling Green. Landon Roque-like breakout from last year. Ended the year with a .346 batting average going into this game. The next pitch, a swing and a miss. Antillian down on strikes for the first out of the inning.
It's been a tough draw for Gunnar Antillian. It just so far today, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, dating back to last game. And now that brings up Garrett Wright, who also had a hit, but that was it. He finished up his day with a flyout. He also recorded a strikeout swinging and 2 hit-by pitches.
Garrett Wright, tremendous play in the outfield to record the final out of the inning. Looks at a first pitch ball high and outside. Right, All-MAC first team honoree, All-MAC defensive team honoree, MAC defensive player of the year. Looks at another ball in the dirt. Count goes to 2-0 on Garrett Wright. Wright, a very high on-base batter, .518 on-base percentage. Leads all catchers in the country. This rain chance has slowed down a little, but still coming down pretty heavy in Avon. 2-1 now after the foul ball by Wright.
And Garrett Wright still the highest batting average in the MAC at .408. He also has a .668 slugging percentage.
As he gets onto this one, flies it out center field. Tracking it was the center fielder in Hale, and the wind pushed it over to the right fielder in Logan Hugo. That shows you how tough it was for Wright to track it out there. Does the same thing, plays tricks on Eastern Michigan, and that's a fly out to right by Garrett Wright for the second out of the inning.
And Tyler, I'll tell you this right now. If either of these teams want to come back from this game with the win, they are going to have to endure the rain.
Yeah.
It's not going to be one of those situations where you let the other team make mistakes.
And if you're the MAC, you're not going to stop this game.
No.
You're going to need something very serious.
Like lightning.
Yes, you're going to need something to happen for them to have a reason to stop this with the way that this tournament has gone with weather. 2-0 count now on Brady Birchmeyer.
And also, you look at the matchup, EMU statistically the second worst team in the MAC, sitting at 10th with a .783 ERA. They do allow a whole lot of doubles, with standing at 7th with 103.
3-0 now the count on Brady Birchmeyer at the plate. The next pitch misses. It's a 4-pitch walk to Birchmeyer. And the Falcons have their first base runner of the game. And that brings up Zach Horkey, the cleanup hitter for the Orange and Brown.
Yeah, Tyler, I agree with the point you made just a few seconds earlier. This game's not going to stop.
No.
I think no matter how much rain comes down, they've made their mistake earlier today with those decisions. And now both of these teams have already kind of had, you could argue, their seasons hiccuped with rain delays. EMU had a massive rain delay when they scored 5 runs at the end of, I believe, the third. And Bowling Green scored 5 runs in the first, and then they had 9 given up at the end of the second. So it's just one of those situations where both of these teams really got the rough end of the draw here in Avon.
Now a 2-0 count on Zach Horkey. Make it 3-0. Control becoming a major issue for Drew Beckner on the mound. Looking to avoid his second straight walk. He's thrown 7 balls in a row. The next pitch, right down Broadway, breaks that streak, 3-1 count. Umpires for today, Jay Myers remains behind home plate. Michael Wiseman over at first, Nathan Thompson at second, and Andy Dudanis over at third. So, entirely different crew except for Jay Myers behind the plate. There's a big cut and a miss by Zach Horkey, and it's now a full count, 3-2, with 2 outs in the inning. Brady Birchmeyer will be off and running on the pitch.
With 2 outs as well, you'd like to get a big play here.
And the pitch misses up high. Zach Horkey draws a walk, back-to-back walks issued by Drew Beckner. And getting ahead here by Bowling Green in the first inning is going to be crucial in this contest. With the injuries that they currently have, they're not a team that's really designed to play from behind. You would love to get a lead and let your pitching hold it for you.
You know, Tyler, I'm disappointed in us. We mentioned the Garrett Wright snag. I don't believe you mentioned it, and I don't think I did either. We've said it a lot. He's MAC Defensive Player of the Year. That was MAC Defensive Player of the Year caliber.
I believe I mentioned it after that play.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Clip it. Let's check it.
We'll go back and check the tapes. I'm pretty sure I did.
Listen, we've been here for over 12 hours
I think
now.
you may be going a little bit delirious over there.
I think we're both delirious in different ways.
Sam Seidel fouled off the first pitch to the right side. Seidel, a welcome face back in the lineup, turns on this one right field. Going back fairly deep, it's Hugo right field. He's at the wall, and he makes the catch on the warning track for the final out of the inning. Sam Seidel gave it a ride to right field, just not enough on it. Hugo makes the catch in right, and Bowling Green strands 2 base runners in the first. We go to the second inning here in Avon. Scoreless between the Falcons and the Eagles. You're listening to BGSU MAC Tournament Baseball on Falcon Radio.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Back here in Avon, we go to the second inning. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 due up for Eastern Michigan. Devin Zyrus, Ty Stecco, and Bruce Jellison. Tyler Kablitz alongside Chaz McNeil from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Elimination game for these two teams. The first elimination game of this year's tournament at Crusher Stadium. Eastern Michigan losing their first round matchup to Ball State by 1 run. Bowling Green losing to Toledo earlier today by 2 runs. Rain still coming down, fairly heavy. on this turf field. We talked about during that Toledo game, there was going to be pockets. We're in one of those pockets right now. As this one's flown out fairly deep left center field by Zyrus. Parker and Wright chasing after it. Parker now gonna lay out for it, and Caden Parker made the catch.
Oh my goodness, Caden Parker. He can hit, he can field, and he is a star in left field for Bowling Green.
Back-to-back stellar defensive plays by Garrett Wright in center. And then Caden Parker in left. Boy, oh boy, a defensive masterclass by the Falcons right now.
And that brings up Ty Stecco, who stands at
Stecco lines it
311.
down the third base line past a diving Sloan. That's going to go to the corner. He's rounding first, going in for second. Parker took a second to pick that ball up, and it's going to be a stand-up double for Ty Stecco on the first pitch he sees from Carson Silva.
That was great, solid contact there by Ty Stecco. He only needed one pitch, and he sent that ball down the line. Sloan has been picked on today, Tyler.
He definitely has. We've seen a lot of ground balls to the left side of the infield throughout these games in this tournament. As Bruce Jellison steps into the box. Jellison looks at a first pitch strike.
Sova, coming off of his career high in strikeouts, has yet to record one today.
9 strikeouts for Sova. Marked a new career high. One count on Bruce Jellison. Eastern Michigan with the runner in scoring position. This one grounded up the middle through to the outfield. Garrett Wright fields it. Here's his throw home. It's not going to be cut off, and it's perfectly on time, and they cut off Ty Stecco at the plate. Garrett Wright, once again, the MAC Defensive Player of the Year, delivers.
Oh my goodness! Garrett Wright, have yourself a day. What a play there by the catcher in center field. Full body throw. Sova jumps up over it. It gets to McKenzie perfectly on time. McKenzie doesn't even have to move to apply the tag, and now they're going to talk about it.
The umpire is going to meet and talk about it. We'll see what they're talking about. That Garrett Wright throw beat Ty Stecco by a good 5 feet at the plate. Quick conversation. And they're going to review something. We may have something here, so we're going to step aside for a second. Umpire is going to review the latest play. You're listening to BGSU MAC Tournament Baseball on Falcon Radio.
On October 4th, 2024, BGSU volleyball opposite hitter Lauren Hovey recorded her 115th career service ace in BG's comeback reverse sweep of Western Michigan, passing Paige Penrod for the most in program history during the rally scoring era. Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil had the call of the historic moment on WBGU 88.1 FM.
And that will make history. Lauren Hovey's 115th ace in the rally scoring era is in the history books as the Stroh Center applauds.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
The umpire is still reviewing this latest play. Now they're going to jog in. Better than last time when they
I was going to
walked
say,
in.
they're actually moving this time instead of
So
the slow reveal.
the only thing I can think of was Coop McKenzie blocking the plate. Here's the call. He's out at the plate. Call stands. Not exactly sure what the review was for. But he is still out at home, is Ty Stecco. You can chalk that up as an 8-2 putout at home for the second out of the inning if you are sitting at home scoring the game yourself.
And John Hale now up to bat. Hale had a couple big plays. He walked in the first run for Eastern Michigan way back yesterday. That was 2 rain delays ago.
It was. He looks at a first pitch strike from Carson Silva. That's got to be a good confidence booster for Silva. Get that thrown from Garrett Wright, and I mean, that's why Kyle Halleck puts him out there. You get a catcher's arm in center field in an athlete's body, and that's perfect. Grounder over to third, fielded by Sloan, throwing a hop, the stretch by Birchmeyer. Bowling Green's defense putting on a show in the first 2 innings against Eastern Michigan. We stay scoreless going to the bottom half of the second. You're listening to Bowling Green Baseball against Eastern Michigan at the MAC Tournament on Falcon Radio.
On January 31st, 2025, BGSU senior forward Jackson Niedermeyer scored a game-winning goal in overtime on the road against Northern Michigan, notching BG 2 points and securing Niedermeyer's first multi-point game as a Falcon. Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korak had the call on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Larson with the shot, taken away by Bowling Green. This is Jackson Niedermeyer, takes it up the right wing, looking for a pass, now looking for a shot, he scores! Jackson Niedermeyer, the overtime winner with a buck left in overtime. And Bowling Green takes the much-needed extra point. What a wrist shot.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Sam Seidel, Gavin and Caden Parker do up for Bowling Green here in the bottom of the second. And Chaz, we were talking about it off air, just the defensive showing by Bowling Green. And I mentioned to you that this is a Bowling Green team that you can tell is fighting for their season to continue right now.
Oh, I mean, the passion in all of these plays. We said it off air. Caden Parker with the dime. Garrett Wright with 2 gems of a play. He's got that center field snag, and then he's also got the throw to get the out that crossed almost the entire field. Gunnar Antillion in the first had a very good throw. Brady Birchmeyer has just been leaning on first base to grab some of these throws. And then Garrett Sloan closed out the inning with a very, very close throw to get the out on Hale. And that does send up Bowling Green's batting order, as first up is Gavin Gannon, coming off of what you could argue is one of the worst games and batting performances he's had.
4 strikeouts last game for Gavin Gannon, including the strikeout to end the game against Toledo. As the rain, has it stopped completely?
No.
It's very little at this point. It looks like the worst of that part has passed. So cleared up for pitchers a little bit. 2-0 count on Gannon. All speed thrown in there for a strike. Gannon didn't think it was in there. He's going to look back and have a few words with Jay Myers. Get back in the box in a 2-1 count. The left-handed Drew Beckner comes set, now delivers. Misses for a ball.
And Gavin Gannon is one of those players where he does have short memory. He does manage to recover, and he's a very hard hitter. He's just got to step into some of these swings.
Gannon steps into that one, swings and misses.
You missed my second part. I was also going to say he's also got to aim it up.
He's now, the count is now full, 3-2 on Gavin Gannon. The next pitch fouled off to the right side. If you're Gavin Gannon, you just want to see something, you would love to see a hit. Just get some confidence in you. It's kind of like a basketball player. Just see a free throw go in. Give you a little bit of confidence that you see it can be done. Gannon's just in a rut right now and looks at ball form. That could be something to start it for him. Gavin Gannon reaches on a walk. And that is now 3 walks so far by Drew Beckner.
And that brings up Caden Parker, who so far today has been a very solid player. He has a single, a double, a walk, a hit by pitch for an RBI, and a ground out to round out his day, and then he just had that gem in left field.
First pitch, big swing and a miss by Parker at the plate. Wanted all of that one. Beckner faced Bowling Green earlier this year, Chaz. Did not have a decision. He went 3 innings, gave up 6 hits and 3 runs, walked 3 batters, struck out 4, as Parker swings and misses at another pitch. Gave up only 1 extra base hit, which was a double. He threw 79 pitches. His last time out was against Kent State. He threw 101 across 6 innings, 7 hits allowed along with 4 runs, 3 walks to 6 strikeouts. Now Parker fouls this to the back. Beckner, his 75 strikeouts, rank 3rd in the MAC. And his 73 1/3 innings pitched coming into today, 4th in the conference. So he's a guy that can go very deep into games, and that's exactly what Eastern Michigan would love here. Runner off on the pitch, swing and a miss at the plate by Parker, but Gavin Gannon steals second. So for Gannon, you can chalk that up as steal just number 3 of the season. However, Caden Parker is down on strikes for the first out of the inning.
That's the second strikeout of the day collected by Beckner, as now he'll face off against Cooper McKenzie, who just a little bit ago tallied a sac fly for an RBI, 2 flyouts, a hit by pitch, and a strikeout swinging. He is yet to record a hit in the entirety of the MAC tournament, which, to be fair, is only a game and an inning.
First pitch to McKenzie, misses high for a ball. Rain's still coming down, a little harder now. Flags blowing pretty hard out there in right center field as McKenzie looks at a strike. Count goes to 1-1. Was hoping we were done with the rain for the rest of the night. 52 degrees currently in Avon. As another strike thrown in. Chance of rain all the way up until 1 a.m. Looking at the radar, we're pretty much in the middle off of a cell coming off of Lake Erie, which we're a stone's throw away from.
And I will say, Tyler, we're half an hour into this game, just about 2 innings through.
As this one chopped over to the left side, fielded by the shortstop Vance. His throw across the diamond, bounced off the turf in time for the out. So Bowling Green, that's how the inning ends. And we will go to the top of the third, have the introduction of our trivia question when we come back right here on Falcon Radio. Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Hello, my name is Reiko Badurov. I play for the BGSU men's soccer team, and these are my Falcon 4 breakfast items. Number 1, I'd say, is eggs. Just good protein, good way to start off the day. Also really like waffles, just so good. You can put chocolate chips, whipped cream on it, it's amazing. Same thing with French toast, love like the cinnamon taste to it. And then I'd say yogurt too. Yogurt and granola, can't go wrong with that. So those are my 4.
All right, so we should clarify back here at Avon. We were wondering how there was 3 outs to end the inning. It's because it was not a stolen base for Gavagan. We missed that there is a batter's interference on Caden Parker. So that's how the 3 outs came about there. So Parker was out. Gannon was also out on second on that. And we now head to the top of the third. So, Chaz, it is trivia time here for you. Draw out the options here real quick, since I did not have this fully prepared on the turnaround. You know, give me a little bit of leeway.
Nope.
No leeway?
Nope.
Okay. We'll give this in a few minutes. But Brendan Kleiman, Cooper Vance, the top of the order, Gianno Zaccaro leading it off for Eastern Michigan. And this one lined into left field is going to settle in front of Caden Parker. No chance to dive at that one. And it's going to be a leadoff single for Brendan Kleiman off of Carson Silva.
And that brings up Cooper Vance, the 9-hole hitter, who has been a pretty solid 9-hole guy, 294 average, started every game so far this season for Eastern Michigan. He's got 52 hits for 44 runs, 13 doubles, a triple, 6 homers, and 30 RBIs for a 480 slugging.
First pitch in there for a strike. Give the trivia question after this next at-bat. This one lined through the infield to left field, and another single for Eastern Michigan. So back-to-back singles by the Eagles. And runners on first and second to begin this inning. So, Chaz, there are 2 teams that are currently in the Mid-American Conference that have never won the MAC tournament. One of these teams is Northern Illinois, who, of course, is not here this year. Ended up being one of the worst teams in the conference. So, I have 4 options here as to who the other team that has never won a MAC tournament is.
There's only 2?
There's only 2. Buffalo.
They have 1, I thought.
Who?
But don't Buffalo have 1?
Buffalo and Marshall, who are not currently in the MAC, do not have any.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not currently in the MAC for baseball. So your options are A, Akron, B, Ohio, C, Toledo, or D, Eastern Michigan.
Oh, that's a tough one.
A, Akron, B, Ohio, C, Toledo, or D, Eastern Michigan. Bunt laid down by Zaccaro, fielded by Silva. His throw to first, not in time. Infield single on the bunt by Gianno Zaccaro, the leadoff hitter. And it's 3 straight singles by Eastern Michigan, going with the death by 1,000 cuts approach to begin this top of the third.
So, Tyler, it's Akron, Ohio,
Toledo, and Eastern. One of those teams has never won a MAC baseball tournament.
I'm going to rule out, I mean, they've been playing baseball since the 20s. I'm going to rule out Toledo personally. Okay. I think Akron.
Now, I will say, since you say since the 20s, I do want to, get ahead of this.
Well, the MAC tournament started in 1981.
Yes, it did.
I know. I've done my research.
It was not held through 84 to 91, as we do have a mound meeting, a players-only meeting, between the whole infield on the mound for Bowling Green. That breaks up, and we're ready to go again. So it's been held full-time since 92, but it started in 81.
Yeah, I'm going to go, I think a team that I don't expect is Eastern Michigan.
Okay.
So that's my guess currently.
All right, we will wait until the top of the 5th to reveal that. It's Logan Hugo at the plate now. Looks at a first pitch strike. He grounded out to short his first time up. Carson Silva looking to work out of this jam. Eastern Michigan with the bases loaded and nobody out here in the top of the third. Silva's pitch is drilled center field, but high in the air. Garrett Wright tracking it. He makes the catch. Not going to have a play home. He tries to go to third. It's deflected by Antilli, and the throw is not going to be in time either way, and they're going to look back. Gianno Zaccaro back to first. So it's a fly out to center field for Logan Hugo for the first out of the inning, but he does get the RBI. Brendan Kleiman comes home to score. Cooper Vance advances from second to third. Staying put at first is Zaccaro. Eastern Michigan up 1-0 in the top of the third.
This is not the start you'd want if you're Bowling Green, just because the fact that there's only one out, you have runners on the corners, and then you bring up Travis, who's got the 3rd highest batting average at 314.
It's definitely not ideal for the Falcons. See how the freshman Carson Silva can handle the pressure. First pitch ball to Harrison Travis. Travis, last time out, flew out to center field to end the first inning. It was a 1-2-3 inning worked by Silva and the Falcons. Silva's next pitch in there for a strike. Carson Silva, a guy who mixes all of his pitches on the mound. He's been impressive for a freshman, really developed throughout the entire season. One of the best young pitchers in the Mid-American Conference. His next delivery inside for a ball. Control issues starting to begin for Carson Silva on the rubber. Silva, a big figure, 6'8", 197. As this one swung on and flown out to right field, Zach Corky sells under it, makes the catch. Here's his throw home. It's going to be cut off by Brady Birchmeyer, and scoring is going to be Cooper Vance from third. Staying put is Zakara at first, but it's a 2-0 Eastern Michigan lead off of back-to-back sack flies. First to center by Logan Hugo, and then one to right by Harrison Travis.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can say about that. It's a situation with runners on the corners. Now if you're Bowling Green on the bump, the only way you let another run through is a home run and a hard-hit double or a triple, obviously.
Carson Silva also had a start against Eastern Michigan this year. Went 3 innings, did not earn a decision. 5 hits, 5 runs allowed, 4 of them earned. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. He did give up a home run and threw 2 wild pitches, including hitting a batter. Only threw 59 pitches. As Bowling Green won that game 10-9. Bowling Green swept Eastern Michigan earlier this season.
One of only 3 or 4 teams that I believe they swept. I'm going to do the numbers here.
1-1 count on Devin Zyrus at the plate. Zyrus coming into today's game with a .337 batting average. That leads this Eastern Michigan team. He also leads the team with 20 doubles. In addition, he has 8 home runs and 52 runs batted in. The 52 RBIs, second best on this squad. He flies this one in the infield to the right side. Brady Birchmeyer settling under it in foul territory. Makes the catch for the final out of the inning, but Eastern Michigan scores 2 on 2 sac flies. They lead Bowling Green 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the third. You're listening to BGSU against Eastern Michigan elimination game at the MAC tournament in Avon, Ohio on Falcon Radio.
I need a tax preparer. How should I choose one?
Using a paid tax preparer this year? Before paying someone to do your taxes, make sure they're qualified. Ask about their fees, experience, and training. Check with the Better Business Bureau. Avoid anyone who promises a higher refund. And review your tax return before you sign it. And make sure your preparer signs it too. For more tips, visit irs.gov and search Choosing a Preparer.
The IRS is urging people to beware of ads that promise big money by claiming the Employee Retention Tax Credit. This is a real tax credit that helps businesses that were affected by the pandemic, but scammers are telling people they qualify when they don't. The scammer takes a fee and your personal information. If you're not eligible for the credit, getting conned by this could cost you a lot. The IRS doesn't want that to happen to you, so check the official information at irs.gov/e.
Back here in Avon, Ohio, we have reached the bottom of the third inning. Eastern Michigan out to an early 2-0 lead over Bowling Green. 2 sac flies, and in the top half of the inning, giving the Eagles the lead. Tyler Kavalitz alongside Chaz McNeil from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Day 2 of the MAC tournament here in Avon. Only got 1 game complete yesterday due to rain, and then a 6.5-hour rain delay in the middle of the Toledo Bowling Green game after just 2 innings were complete. So we are completing the second game of the day, third game of the tournament here tonight. Under the lights at Crusher Stadium, home of the Lake Erie Crushers. Up for Bowling Green is Garrett Sloan. He swings and misses at the first pitch from Drew Beckner. Beckner has worked 2 scoreless innings on the bump for the Eagles. Eastern Michigan in their green tops, white pants, green socks, and white caps. Bowling Green in their all whites once again. No uniform change for Bowling Green from game 1 to game 2. No time for that.
To be fair, they did have a uniform change mid-game 1.
They did.
They have worn 2 uniforms today, the all oranges and all whites.
As Sloan fouls this to the back. Count goes to 1-2 on Garrett Sloan, third baseman for Bowling Green. The next pitch misses for a ball. 2-2 the count. The next pitch by Beckner, fouled to the back by Sloan. Beckner taking his time on the mound for Eastern Michigan, working at his own pace.
And he's doing a good job as well. He's already tallied so far today 2 strikeouts. Or technically, no, one was batter's interference, but would have been a strikeout if Caden Parker did not interfere. Bowling Green find themselves in a 2-run deficit.
As it's a swing and a miss by Garrett Sloan. He's down on strikes for the first out of the inning. And there is the second strikeout of the day for Drew Beckner.
And Tyler, stop me if you've heard this before. I already kind of spoiled the joke, but Bowling Green down 2 runs, bottom of the third. That was a very big thing just about, what time is it now? 8:49. Just under 3 hours ago, or just over 3 hours ago, I should say.
Yeah.
As the Falcons were down 9-7, and then a 7-hour rain delay kicked in.
First pitch ball to Gunnar Antillion. The next one misses high and outside by Beckner, 2-0. Antillion struck out swinging his first time up in this game. Gunnar Antillion, leadoff man, second half of the season for the Falcons. He flies this one to right field, drifting towards the line. Chasing after is Hugo. Back by the wall, and he makes the catch right before the warning track, and then runs into the wall. Gunnar Antillion gave that one a little bit of a ride, wind helping it, but Hugo able to track it down and make the catch for the second out of the inning.
And up comes Garrett Wright for Bowling Green, who flew out in his last at-bat. Now he's just trying to get anything going. 1 hit through 6 plus 2. That's quick math here. Hang on. That's 8. Through 8 at-bats. Tyler's shaking his head. He's a stats guy. I'm a stories guy. You've known this if you've been listening for any amount of time.
Strike thrown in, first pitch to Garrett Wright. Drew Beckner, the left-hander, delivers once again. This one misses outside. Beckner's control hasn't been the best, but he's been good enough to limit Bowling Green from doing any real damage. Falcons have had a few balls that were decently squared up, just have not been able to find any alleyways.
He's also been forcing a lot of foul balls, which has attributed to a lot of those strikes we've seen so far today.
Induces a swing and a miss from Garrett Wright. Right down to the count, 1-2. The MAC Defensive Player of the Year awaits the next pitch, and a swing and a miss. Garrett Wright down on strikes for the final out of the inning. Falcons go down 1-2-3 for the first time in the game. And we go to the top of the fourth. We'll have some on this day in baseball history when we come back on Falcon Radio.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Falcon Radio.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Falcon Radio.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Falcon Radio 88.1 WBGU HD2 Bowling Green, Ohio.
I'm Levi Gazaric, a senior tight end, and my Falcon 4 camp essentials are electrolytes, a gallon of water, sunflower seeds, and Nerds gummy clusters. Go Falcons.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
Back here in Avon, Ohio, Carson Silva still on the mound for the Falcons. But before we get to that, have some on this day in baseball history. So I have a few here in the top of the fourth, and we'll have some more in the bottom of the fourth. So first, on this day in 1993, Cardinals minor leaguer Diego Ruiz is killed and Eddie Williams is injured when their car slams into a cement pole. Williams, a catcher with the Springfield Cardinals of the Midwest League, is the driver of the car. And then, in 1995, the Durham Bulls and Winston-Salem Warthogs engage in a brawl that takes more than 30 minutes to sort out. 10 players are ejected from the Carolina League game. Winston-Salem pitcher Glenn Collup is knocked unconscious in the melee, which occurs on strikeout domestic violence night. A total of $6,000 in fines is levied and 124 games in suspensions.
Oh, my goodness. It's not of this day in baseball trivia or this day in baseball history without fights, Tyler.
The irony, though, that happens during a stop domestic violence night and there's a brawl with 10 players ejected is interesting.
Well, I mean, you also got to think about how many brawls were going on. Think about how much violence was happening in that moment as well.
3-1 count on Ty Stecco. He chops this one over left side. Garrett Sloan diving, stops it. Throw across the diamond. In time! What another defensive gem by the Falcons. This time from Garrett Sloan, the third baseman. My goodness! The Falcons' defense is on point today against the Eagles.
They are cementing their roster for next year, Tyler. This is what I see. You look at the players that will be returning for Bowling Green. Wright, Birchmeyer, Horkey, Seidel, all of these guys.
The next pitch to Bruce Jellison is grounded up the middle in a nifty play by Sam Seidel going to the other side of the bag to field it and throw it to first for the second out of the inning.
And as I was saying, all of these players, Garrett Sloan, just a sophomore, now fits very nicely at third base as a reliable piece for not just this season, not just next season, but many years to come.
And dare I say, if he plays the way that he's played defense in the second half of this season, a MAC All-Defensive Team candidate for next year to look out for.
And if not next
along
year.
with Brady Birchmeyer on the other corner of the infield. If Birchmeyer's healthy the entire season, he has a very strong case for the All-MAC defensive team. 1-1 count on John Hale at the plate. Next pitch misses for a ball. We'll have some more on this day in baseball history when we reach the bottom half of the fourth, and then the reveal of our trivia question in the top of the fifth. This one's chopped up the middle. Seidel gloves it. Throw offline. John Hale going around first, go to second. Birchmeyer picks it up, throws to second. Not in time. That goes to the outfield. But back there to back it up is Garrett Wright coming in from center field. So that most likely is going to be an E4 on Sam Seidel on a throwing error that allows John Hale to reach safely and then advance to second. So it will be a throwing error there by Seidel. So now you have a runner in scoring position for Eastern Michigan, already up 2-0, with Brendan Kleiman coming to the plate, who singled his last time up.
And that's the thing about Brendan Kleiman as well. You look at some of his stats. He's pretty powerful. 373 slugging, not the highest in the world. 387 on base, though. That does rank towards the higher on the team. And he is a very good contact guy as well. 46 hits. He also cashes in 32 runs.
Kleiman looks at a first pitch strike. 2 outs in the inning still. Bowling Green looking to get out of it without allowing a run. Kleiman fouls this one down the right side. That'll go out of play into the stands. Feels like the perfect size stadium to host the MAC tournament. Not too big, not too small as Crusher Stadium here in Avon. Capacity of 5,000.
And that 5,000, that would be hard to fill, even if you had all 6 teams playing their best.
As this one grounded through the infield to the left side. Going to be fielded by Caden Parker. Here comes John Hale for home. The throw is in time, and they got John Hale at the plate. Another great defensive play by Caden Parker and the Falcons, the second Eastern Michigan runner they have nailed at home.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, that fielding has been unreal. Caden Parker, not to be outdone by Garrett Wright. He shows off the arm, and Cooper McKenzie, his job gets a lot easier when you get big throws like that you don't have to adjust much to.
And that's how the top of the fourth ends. We go to the bottom half of the inning. Eastern Michigan still leading 2-0. You're listening to BGSU MAC Tournament Baseball on Falcon Radio.
My daughter's Aspen. She has stage 4 neuroblastoma. St. Jude is like, it saved us. The financial help given here goes a long way. The research helps, not just here, it reaches the whole world. And St. Jude is a gift. I just want to say thank you.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Back here in Avon, bottom of the fourth we go. Eastern Michigan leading Bowling Green 2-0. Some more on this day in baseball history. So we go now to May 22nd, 2003. This is when Arturo Moreno purchased the World Series Angels from the Walt Disney Company for $184 million to become the third owner in the 43-year history of the franchise. He is a 56-year-old outdoor advertising tycoon who is a fourth-generation Mexican-American and is the first Hispanic to have a controlling interest in a major league club. And then, in 2008 on this day, David Price, the first overall pick in the 2007 amateur draft, finally makes his professional debut with after being delayed by an elbow injury. He hits 98 miles per hour in the first inning for the Vero Beach Devil Rays and tosses 5 scoreless frames in the victory. He will appear in the World Series before the year is over. And then, in 2019, veteran outfielder Rajay Davis has a surreal day as Brady Birchmeyer begins his at-bat looking at a first pitch strike. Now fouls this one off to the right side. So this day for Rajay Davis 2019, he began the day, Chaz, at 5 p.m., taking batting practice with the Syracuse Mets in Allentown, Pennsylvania, in anticipation of an evening game against the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs of the International League. Wait the next pitch to Birchmeyer, to the backstop, a ball. That's when he gets the news that he has been called up to the Major League Mets. He hires a driver to take him to Citi Field, and after a 2-hour ride, arrives there in the third inning. However, he gets lost on his way to the clubhouse and has to ask for directions. The next pitch is fouled off by Birchmeyer. He finally meets his managers and teammates in the 5th inning. He is then sent to pitch hit for Drew Gagnon in the bottom of the 8th and hits a 3-run homer off Sean Doolittle of the Nationals, capping a 6-run inning. The Mets win the game 6-1.
Wow. What a story. What a story. I mean, that is a surreal day.
That's a very interesting one.
Do you think that day is longer than the one we're currently having?
No. No, I honestly do not think so. The 2-hour drive I would take over the 6.5-hour rain delay. Birchmeyer fouled off another pitch. 1-2 count. Pops this one up to the right side. Outfield, chasing after it, and it drifts into the netting above the stands. Hugo was there trying to get it. That wind is really pushing anything in right field. It's carrying it out towards the outfield wall while pushing it towards the stands. My weather app says 10 miles per hour. I don't believe it looking at the flags. It looks faster than 10 to me. That looks like a good old stellar field, 15, 18 mile per hour wind out there right now on the field level.
And we have also had storms coming in quickly. Which, I mean, that can be attributed to a fast-moving wind as well.
The next pitch to Birchmeyer fouled off. Brady Birchmeyer doing a tremendous job of extending this at-bat. What's been your favorite baseball history from this year? Do you have a favorite?
I think it might be that one. That one's very good.
The Rajay?
Yeah. That one's very good. That one or the fire, the fight that then caused a fire.
That's my favorite. Mm-hmm. That's the one I think of. That's definitely the. I also remember the Babe Ruth one when he got married at the field at like 3 a.m. to avoid anyone seeing it. The next pitch is popped up to the right side by Birchmeyer.
Wind.
And this one's going to drift foul into the stands. Foul after foul after foul after foul ball by Brady Birchmeyer right now, continuing this at-bat. A tremendous job of Birchmeyer of staying alive.
I mean, this could be a tipping point. If Bowling Green can continue to battle in this at-bat with Birchmeyer.
Drew Beckner's pitch count is up near 60 at this point with this at-bat.
It's a little ridiculous how many pitches we've seen already through just 2 games.
The next pitch down low. Good eye by Brady Birchmeyer, and it's a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Birchmeyer did walk in his last appearance as well, so he has a little bit of a history with Beckner, who's just trying to put the sophomore away.
The next pitch, inside for ball 4. What an at-bat by Brady Birchmeyer. That could be the at-bat that gets this Bowling Green offense going. Arguably the longest at-bat of the MAC tournament by Brady Birchmeyer. And that'll bring up Zach Corky with a runner on. That's also the 3rd walk of the game by Drew Beckner.
Tyler, actually, I want to argue with you a little bit. I think the longest at-bat of the MAC tournament was in Game 2 between Bowling Green and Toledo. Caleb Herbert.
That was a long one, too.
Well, I don't think you know what I'm going to say.
I don't think
Caleb Herbert, top of the 3rd. That was a 7-hour at-bat.
Okay, that's what you're going to go. I know he had a long at-bat. I did not see that one coming, though. Yeah. I mean, technically, yeah. He had a 6.5-hour at-bat. Swing and a miss by Horky. He's down in the count. 0-2. Longest at-bat of his life.
Oh, yeah. Put that in this day in baseball history.
It'll be in there next year. Pitch misses up and high. Up and high, up and outside to Zach Corky.
In all honesty, I think you should do that. Keep track of big BGSU moments and put that in this day in baseball history.
May have to.
I think that might be pretty fun. This is definitely a day to remember.
Swing and a miss by Horky. He's down on strikes. 4th strikeout of the game for Drew Beckner in the first out of the inning. Brings up Sam Seidel, who flew out to right his first time up.
And Seidel, he's had a very interesting comeback because his batting's been pretty solid. He had back-to-back hits to close out the Toledo game, had a home run against NIU, but his fielding is certainly the rustiest part of his game, Tyler.
Definitely is. Already a throwing error so far here today in this game. He looks at a first pitch ball. Seidel gave a ride on that fly out to right, his first at bat. Did we have a pitch comm issue for Drew Beckner? I believe we do. He's going to hand over the bad pitch comm. Going to get the good pitch comm. Test it out. Hold it up to his ear. It works. We're ready to go again. The evolution of baseball. No more putting down signs after that Astros cheating scandal. It's all pitch comm nowadays.
I mean, that was an interesting one, though. We've seen different types of pitch comms. We know Bowling Green used the Apple Watch. We saw there it was something more in the hat, near the ear.
Seidel fouls the pitch off to the back. One you place in your hat there. Here are the pitches.
We saw
Eastern Michigan dugout going crazy over the ball boy.
We saw a ball boy sprinting to receive that one.
Gotta love that about baseball.
Oh, yeah.
The 1-1 pitch to Sam Seidel up high for a ball. 2-1. Taking his time on the mound is Drew Beckner. Pitch clock down to 5. Beckner's next delivery up high again for a ball. 3-1 the count on Sam Seidel. Seidel coming into this game with a .415 on-base percentage on the season.
There is a body just conversating in Bowling Green's bullpen, and on the other side, absolutely no one for EMU.
Beckner's pitch count up over 70 now, as that one's in there for a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count. Beckner's a guy that's thrown over 100 pitches numerous times this season. He can give you that kind of length. The left-hander comes set, full count pitch to Sam Seidel. Found to the back just over us here in the press box. Chaz still waiting to get an attempt at that foul ball. I don't know that you're going to have a chance today. We have the window closed in front of us.
If it comes towards us quick enough, I'm opening the window.
Good luck with that.
I could do it. Tyler, I don't think you understand how desperately I need to catch one ball in my career.
The full count pitch once again. This one roped into right field. That'll be a single for Sam Seidel. Holding up at second is Brady Birchmeyer. And it's first and second for Bowling Green with one out. Falcons may be in business here with Gavin Gunn coming to the plate.
I really think the key for Bowling Green's success also comes down to Gavin Gannon. He had 4 strikeouts in one game, the game-losing strikeout. He walked in his first at-bat. If he can just maybe try not to be as aggressive, be more patient, force the walks, advance the batting order, I think the Orange and Brown might be in some business here, Tyler.
It definitely could be. Gannon looks at a first pitch ball. Gavin Gannon, 4 strikeouts in the first game today. Looking to get going offensively, and a major slump, walked his first time up. Now looks at a strike, count goes to 1-1. Drew Beckner, deep breath. He's officially up over 70 pitches in the mid-70s. A swing and a miss by Gannon, down in the count 1-2. That was a big hack by the designated hitter for Bowling Green.
It's just the similar swing that we have continued to see, that dipping swing, putting all that he has in it, but just unable to get any pay dirt here.
And Gannon flies this one out. Deep right center field, going back is Hugo. He is at the wall, and he makes the catch as he nears that warning track and the wall. Advancing to third is Brady Birchmeyer. Staying put at first is Sam Seidel. And that one didn't get the friendly carry from the wind for Gannon, as couldn't find an alleyway either. So a fly out for Gavin Gannon. And it's first and third for Bowling Green with 2 outs.
Runners on the corners. This is big. You have Caden Parker, who is battling in his at-bat before that batter's interference. In Game 1 against Toledo, he had a single and a double and a hit by pitch. So he has found a way, on top of a walk, to reach first base.
Caden Parker awaits the first pitch. He looks at it for a strike. 2 outs in the inning for Bowling Green. They trail Eastern Michigan 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. The left-hander's next pitch, a swing and a miss from Parker. He's down in the count 0-2. Bowling Green still searching for that first run of the game. They've been out-hit by the Eagles 6-1. Runner off on the pitch. It's fouled back, so Sam Seidel will have to go back to first.
Cardio for Sam Seidel now.
Yeah. Only base runners today for Bowling Green have been Brady Birchmeyer twice on 2 walks, Zach Corky on a walk, and Sam Seidel on a single, along with Gavin Gannon on a walk. It's been tough sledding for Bowling Green offensively up to this point against Eastern Michigan. Seidel off again, the pitch way up high. Kleiman lucky to get a glove on it. And Seidel steals second. So for Sam Seidel, that is stolen base 11 on the year, the most on this Falcons team. He's 11 for 14 on stolen base attempts. The next pitch to Caden Parker, driven into center field, and that's going to settle in front of the center fielder, Hale. 1 run scores. Here comes the second, and it's a 2 RBI single by Caden Parker, and this game's all tied up here at the bottom of the 4th.
Now I think the orange and brown can breathe for just a second. You come off a game against Toledo where you lose by 2, you find yourself down too early, and now the offense finally starts to wake up with 2 outs. You have 2 singles and a walk that end up scoring Birchmeyer and Seidel, and that's all Caden Parker needs to do. He has been a standout in this tournament, and if the Falcons win here, win a couple more games, I wouldn't be surprised if he's all tournament.
Off and running on the pitch is Parker, and he's in safe. Boy, how good, like you said, has Caden Parker been this tournament for Bowling Green?
I'm telling you, Tyler, all MAC tournament team that the Falcons managed to pull off, I'd say 2 wins in this tournament. I think that Caden Parker could get all tournament team.
His name will be thrown in that hat. Coop McKenzie at the plate. That first pitch to him was a strike. The next delivery from Beckner, and misses for a ball. So 85 pitches now in the game for Drew Beckner, and we have also reached the past 9:09 here Eastern time, so we are officially 12 hours down from the first pitch of the first game earlier today in the morning at 9:09 a.m.
I need to go to bed. That's all I'm thinking about. Well, I'm thinking about this game, in all honesty. This is a fun one to watch.
Did you ever stay up during COVID time? It's just a 1-2 Connor McKenzie for the KBO baseball at like 2 in the morning on ESPN.
I did.
Did you pick a team as it ball misses 2-2 to McKenzie?
It's really blurry to me, I'm going to be honest with you.
I
remember watching.
I remember the Kiwoom Heroes is the team that I took, and they just released someone, I believe. They released Yasiel Puig a couple days ago as the pitch misses up high, 3-2 the count on McKenzie, full count. Yeah, Kiwoom Heroes is a team I chose, and going with my Cleveland fandom, I looked up after I chose them, and of course they were like one of the 3 teams that have never won a championship.
Not shocked.
So they still haven't won one.
Tyler knows how to pick them. Browns fan.
Yep.
Cavs fan.
Yep. As it misses for ball 4. That was a close one. I think the entire Eastern Michigan dugout thought that was strike 3. Instead, it's ball 4 for Coop McKenzie. And Bowling Green, 2 base runners on with 2 outs.
Yeah, I disagree with that one too, Tyler. It looked like that ball couldn't have gotten more into the breadbasket. Now we're going to have a conversation.
We don't have the greatest view here.
We do not.
As there is an arm getting loose in the bullpen for Eastern Michigan. Just
I
now
got it.
starting to throw.
I got it. I think that's the record. That is Emmett Gillies, the sophomore right-handed pitcher. Tyler, do these binoculars even zoom?
Yeah, you have to adjust the dial. That's how binoculars work.
The top dial?
Yeah, that's how binoculars work, Chaz.
I've been playing with this top dial going back and forth.
They definitely do.
They do not zoom.
Yes, they do. Any binocular expert out there will tell you that.
Well, not these binoculars. I don't know. I've seen many a pair of binoculars in my day calling BGSU baseball games.
I can guarantee you that those do zoom in. Garrett Sloan, the batter for Bowling Green, he struck out his first time up. Had a tremendous defensive gem in the field. The first pitch to Sloan misses for a ball. So Gillies up in the bullpen for Eastern Michigan. We'll see how long of a leash they have with Drew Beckner. Beckner's pitch count sitting at 92 currently. The count on Garrett Sloan.
Bowling Green just solidly standing up against Beckner, and it's paying off.
A bird fluttering in front of us in front of this press box over the netting. Not exactly sure what it's trying to do. Oh, there's another one joining it.
So they're chasing each other.
And they fly right over us on the press box, out of the way. So 3-0 the count on Garrett Sloan. And the pitch misses up high, ball 4. I'm not even sure Sloan thought that was ball 4 for a second. Just stood in there before backing up and taking off his guard. So 5th walk of the game by Drew Beckner. His pitch count at 94. And now, bases loaded for Bowling Green and Gunnar Antillion at the plate. We talked about the missed opportunities in the game against Toledo. This is an opportunity Bowling Green would love to capitalize on, get a lead midway through this contest. Antillion takes the first pitch for a strike.
Especially, Tyler, if you can get a lead and then just start to cruise this game with your pitching and just start to maintain control, I think that's exactly where you want to be if you're Bowling Green.
Big swing and miss by Antillion, down the count 0-2. So, bases loaded for Bowling Green. 2 outs in the inning. 0-2 count on Gunnar Antillion. 2-2 game between the Falcons and the Eagles. Drew Beckner, the big left-hander, comes set. His delivery is swung on and lined over to first. And it's going to be fielded by the first baseman, Zyrus. He will step on the bag, and Bowling Green leaves the bases loaded for the second time in 2 games. And we head to the top of the 5th, tied at 2 between Eastern Michigan and Bowling Green in this elimination game at the MAC Tournament. You're listening to BGSU MAC Tournament Baseball on Falcon Radio. We will have the reveal of our trivia question when we come back.
I need some extra money. Do I qualify for the Earned Income Tax Credit?
Use the EITC Assistant tool. With just a little information, this tool helps you calculate eligibility with ease and accuracy, get an estimate of how much credit you qualify for, and get a printout of your results before you prepare your return or visit your tax preparer. To use the EITC Assistant tool and see if you're eligible to claim a credit, visit irs.gov/EITC.
Back here in Avon, and Chaz, it's trivia question time as we hit the top of the 5th. So I said to you that Northern Illinois was one of 2 MAC baseball teams, current MAC baseball teams, excluding Marshall and Buffalo, who are no longer part of MAC baseball, that have not won a MAC baseball tournament championship. So your other options for the other team that has not done it is A, Akron, B, Ohio, C, Toledo, or D, Eastern Michigan. Do you have a final guess?
I really like the Eastern Michigan guess.
Okay.
Before I lock it in, I know for a fact it's not Toledo. I know Toledo's won one. I know for a fact it is not Akron because I know Akron's won maybe 2. It's between Ohio and Eastern. Before I answer though, Tyler, who wrote the BGSU Toledo preview that we put out right before the MAC tournament started? I did, correct. It's Toledo. If you read my article, you would know that I have a big moments section, and the biggest one was Toledo has never won a MAC championship. You played yourself, Tyler.
There you go, Chaz McNeil, 2 for 2 on the day. Proud of you.
It's all that
Toledo.
research.
Toledo has not done it. Northern Illinois has not done it. Akron did it once in 1996. Ohio has won it 3 times in 97, 15, and 17. And Eastern Michigan's actually won it 4 times in 1981, 82, 2003,
right?
and 2008.
Oh, my bad.
2018 was Kent State.
Okay.
They've won it a record 12 times.
Which was another trivia question I got right.
It was. That one I knew because I wrote that. Well, I knew both those. I wrote both those in the overall MAC tournament preview.
Well, I made sure to do my research, too, before this game, or all the games. I was looking at them. The Toledo one was interesting because, little side tangent, I had an internship with the Toledo Free Press. I had a podcast about Bowling Green versus Toledo.
It is a 2-2 count on Cooper Vance at the plate, first at-bat of this inning.
And I did a whole breakdown of the Battle of I-75 in all sports. One of them was MAC championships, and Toledo in baseball had none.
Time called Do we have a pitch com issue for Silva? Not exactly sure. Well, it's interesting. Toledo has also only ever won one MAC men's basketball tournament, and that was the first one in 1980. Foul ball back our way. Chaz, you act like you were going to jump for it. It's caught by a fan on one hop. You were about, 70 feet away from it.
70 feet's a little generous, I'd say. I mean, I got to open the window, jump out, get the paramedics, fix my legs, and then go get that baseball. I don't think that was happening.
The excitement on your face when you saw that go up towards us, though. As Vance drives this one deep left field, but basically straight at Caden Parker for the first out of the inning. And that'll send us to the top of the order with Gianno Zaccaro.
Zaccaro ground out and has a signal. Wow.
We've been here for over 12 hours, so I'll give you a little bit of a break.
He has a single.
There you go. That's more like it.
To his name. On the season, Gianno Zaccaro, not a great batting average, 194.
Yeah, it's interesting that they have him in the leadoff spot. They had him in the leadoff spot when they faced Bowling Green, and I thought it was interesting then. But you look at the on-base percentage, it's 368. It's a little higher, but you still have Hugo, Travis, Zyrus, Stecco, Jellison, Hale. Climb in advance. Every other batter in this order has a higher on-base percentage than Zaccaro. It's very interesting that Gianno Zaccaro is still in that leadoff spot. As he lines this one into right field fairly deep, Zach Corky looking at it, and I think Gianno Zaccaro just proved why he is in that leadoff spot. He sends a solo shot out of here to right field, and Eastern Michigan retakes the lead in the top of the fifth, 3-2 Eagles.
Pressure mounting. That was what Eastern Michigan needed to do. Bowling Green, they had really put the pressure on EMU in the past inning. You keep Carson Sova out there. He's maintaining himself. And now all three umpires, all four, talking to the dugout, talking to the coaches.
What could we have here?
Not happy, that's for sure.
Whoa. Home plate umpire. Jay Myers is not a happy camper right now.
And he's still yelling.
He's pointing at both dugouts. I heard both sides from up here, so I'm assuming it's a warning to both sides. It has to be some sort of celebration warning, you would have to imagine.
But I don't even think Eastern Michigan did much. They did the normal home run celebration that everyone does.
I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. That's interesting. Huh. Well, we'll see if anything comes of that. It's hard to tell sometimes when you're up here in the box. Not able to make much of that conversation. Only heard a few words of it. But Logan Hugo steps into the box, looks at a first pitch strike. Hugo on the year, batting .317 coming into today's game. 0 for 2 with an RBI. Flies this one sky high into the night sky. Full darkness here in Avon with the lights providing the only light. And it's caught by the second baseman, Seidel, for the second out of the inning.
So up next is Harrison Travis. He's got a fly out and a sac fly to his name here. No signals for Harrison Travis. He has yet to record a hit. I might steal that now. I kind of like it. A signal.
This one lined to the right side. Diving stop by Sam Seidel. Gets to his knees. Throws to first. They got him! Another defensive gem by the Falcons. This time it's Sam Seidel's turn. And he provides the electricity in the field for the Falcons. And that's how the bottom of the fifth ends. We go, or the top of the fifth, I should say. We go to the bottom of the fifth. And Bowling Green now trailing Eastern Michigan once again, 3-2. You're listening to BGSU MAC Tournament Baseball here from Avon on Falcon Radio.
Here's that song again. Here's that song again. For the 100th time today. Here's that song again. It's gonna be stuck in your head all day. Here's that song again. It will make you cray cray.
You love your kids enough to watch that TV show a bajillion times. Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat for their age and size. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
My son Ian was diagnosed with a brain tumor at the age of 16 months. We had no hope until St. Jude rescued us. He's alive because of what St. Jude has done. He's here because of the doctors who came before, their blood, their sweat, their tears, the knowledge accumulated and shared, with everyone else around the world. This is how we help kids beat cancer all over.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
To the bottom of the 5th we go here in Avon with Bowling Green trailing Eastern Michigan 3-2. As we are trying to get the window open here in our press box.
I don't want it to fall.
Give us a little bit of air. Chaz is on that. Garrett Wright will lead it off for Bowling Green. There we go. Is that a ream of paper keeping
Yes,
it up?
it is. We got it to work.
A ream of copy paper keeping the window open.
Wow. What a fix.
A little bit of air in the press box now. Feels a little better.
I will say I was definitely overheating, but now I can't see anything past the bar in the middle of the window.
So Garrett Wright leads it off for Bowling Green. Fouls the first pitch off.
Rain is pouring down now.
Yeah, it gives us a little better perspective now that we have this window open. It is once again pouring here in Avon. This has just been an ugly, ugly, ugly weather day.
Horrible. Horrible weather, but good games overall. Very high scoring, that's for sure, in the first one. And now low scoring in the second one.
Drew Beckner still out there in the mound for Eastern Michigan. This is pitch 100, and it's chopped down fair down the third base line by Garrett Wright. He rounds first, going towards second, and he strides into second base with a stand-up leadoff double for Bowling Green.
Bowling Green now back in business. Second double of the day, or second hit of the day, I should say, for Garrett Wright. He has 1 RBI, and now, interestingly, he's one at-bat ahead of schedule against Toledo. He did have a single, but that was in his 4th at-bat. This one coming in his 3rd. And as up comes Brady Birchmeyer, back-to-back walks. I've said this. I'm going to keep hammering this fact in. I think Brady Birchmeyer is the strongest guy for Bowling Green, personally. I know Coach Kyle Halleck says it's Gavin Gannon, but for me, watching the ball fly off of Brady Birchmeyer's bat, I think it's hard to argue how much pop he can produce.
Drew Beckner has now crossed the 100-pitch mark as his pitch to Birchmeyer down low. Galise is warming up in the bullpen for Eastern Michigan. This is the 6th game this year that Drew Beckner has thrown at least 100 pitches for Eastern Michigan. His next delivery in the zone for a strike, 1-1 the count. Who would think that a ream of copy paper would be needed to hold up a window?
I'm worried that it's going to fall. I know it won't.
Well, it's if you can't see it at home, so the copy paper's on Chaz's side, on the left side of the window. There's nothing holding up this right side of the window. It's a fairly heavy window. It's like a steel window, and it's currently slanted.
Yep. That's pretty much all you need. Oh, hang on. We should mention the copy paper is also in a green packaging.
It is Boise paper.
Yep. Boise.
Boise.
Yeah. Multi-use copy paper, 99% jam-free.
Well, it's serving as a jam for us right now, and we appreciate that 0.01%.
You stole my joke. I was so excited. It's a good joke, though.
2-2 the count on Birchmeyer. He lines this one through the infield to the left side. We'll see if Garrett Wright goes. He will not. He'll hold up at third. So a single for Brady Birchmeyer. Back-to-back hits for Bowling Green. Runners on the corners. And Zach Horkey coming to the plate.
Tyler, I guess the rain might add energy here for both teams as the bats have seemed to only warm up since the downpour began.
Normal 8.5 by 11 paper in this ream. Made in the USA.
Okay.
Quality you can trust is their slogan.
Well,
so we can trust it. It's quality. Zach Corky in the box for Bowling Green. First pitch from Drew Beckner. Misses for a ball. Eastern Michigan is squeezing everything they can get out of Drew Beckner on the mound right now. 106 pitches for Beckner.
And honestly, no sign of them slowing down either. Not really aggressive pitching happening in the bullpen.
They are asking a lot out of Beckner. That one a swing and a miss by Horkey. His season high in pitches, 116 on the second against Northern Illinois. He took the loss in a 12-9 defeat. So 116 is the number for him to beat. And another swing and a miss by Zach Horkey. And he's down on the count 1-2. The career high for Beckner is 130.
Whew.
That came last year against Akron in 7 2/3. Eastern Michigan also lost that game 7-2. And a swing and a miss for Horkey. He went fishing out of the strike zone. He's down on strikes for the second straight at bat. Fifth strikeout of the game for Beckner in the first out of the bottom of the fifth.
And back-to-back strikeout swinging as well for Horkey, which sends up Sam Seidel. He did fly out in his first at-bat. His second one, though, did end in a single. If he were to single here, I believe it's pretty likely Garrett Wright comes home, this game gets knotted up, and then runners would either be on the corners or Brady Birchmeyer would be in scoring position at second.
Sam Seidel nearly sent one out of here in the first inning. Flew out to deep right field. Singled and stole base his last time up. Shows bunt here. Lays it, but it goes foul over the netting behind home plate.
That will go, obviously, as a strike with the bunts. It's always good to remember that you can pull it down twice. Nothing bad will happen. That third time, though, if you do pull it and it goes foul, you're done.
Drew Beckner comes set, infield playing in on the corners. No bunt shown by Seidel, swinging, fouls it to the back.
And he's not happy about that swing either. Grabbed his helmet immediately, almost in like a what was I thinking motion. I believe Sam Seidel's trying to send something yard here. You can tell.
He's being aggressive. Down to the count 0-2. The next pitch. Down low on the off speed by Beckner.
So that'll put it at 1-2 on Seidel, who has yet to walk in this game, and in last game he did walk once.
Beckner over 110 pitches now.
20 more away. I honestly want to see it. I think that would be really fun.
Within 20.
I love to see personal records broken.
He may hit the season record. See about the career. A swing and a miss by Seidel. He fished out of the zone. It was dropped third, but nowhere to advance with the runner already on first. Back-to-back strikeouts by Beckner. He's up to 6 on the game, and there's 2 outs in the inning. So Beckner's pitch count now is officially at 113.
And up is Gavin Gannon, who does have yet to strike out in this game. He had 4 in game 1. He walked and flew out in his past 2 plate appearances.
So 3 more pitches by Beckner to tie his season high. He's 17 away from tying his career high in pitches. First pitch to Gannon, misses up high for a ball. Gannon held back the bat from going. Thought about swinging.
And if Gannon were to reach base, I've mentioned this before, but Caden Parker in the wings has been having himself one heck of a day.
The next pitch to Gannon, down low for a ball. 2-0. So this pitch will tie Drew Beckner's season high with 116 pitches. Two 2-0 the count on Gavin Gannon. The next pitch from Beckner, up high for ball 3.
And it'll be interesting to see what decisions are made.
I think that Galise is going to start getting warmed up a little faster up in the bullpen now. He's going to start really firing in throws. Try to get warm. Bowling Green looking to load the bases. Ganon looks at ball 4. Bowling Green has loaded the bases with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, trailing 3-2. And Caden Parker striding up to the plate.
And it doesn't look like they're going to make a pitcher's change here at the start of the at-bat. It might not hold. It might happen in the middle of the at-bat. But now Caden Parker, who we've mentioned through 2 games, has 3 hits, is 1 shot away from cracking this game open for Bowling Green.
7 walks for Drew Beckner in today's game compared to 6 strikeouts, 117 pitches. His first pitch to Caden Parker's in there for a strike. What an effort by Beckner to keep fighting on the mound. 7 walks, has only allowed 2 runs. His next pitch, up high, nearly got past the catcher and Kleiman. A tremendous job by him of getting a glove on that, keeping it from going to the backstop.
Also, being able to grab that from being on your knees,
insane.
It's absolutely wild.
1-1 the count on Parker. The pitch, swung on and missed. Parker went down to a knee for that one. Put all of his effort into that swing. Now down in the count, 1-2. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Bowling Green trails Eastern Michigan 3-2. Bases loaded for the Falcons. Drew Beckner over 120 pitches. The left-hander comes set. Delivers to Caden Parker, who pops it up. Kleiman going back towards the Eastern Michigan dugout, and it goes into the netting. So we will do it again at 1-2. Again, bases loaded, 2 outs in the inning. Bowling Green trails by 1 against Eastern Michigan, 3-2. Bottom of the 5th.
And in this exact situation against Toledo, this is where BG found themselves in trouble. 2 outs, bases loaded, couldn't cash in. You need 1 run to keep things even. That's all that matters right now. Caden Parker needs to step up big time here.
Did the same in the 4th. Left the bases loaded with 2 outs. It was Gunnar Antillion who lined out the first. Now it is Caden Parker up to bat. The pitch to him misses up high for ball 2. That one also almost got to the backstop. And it's now a 2-2 count on Caden Parker.
1 to the backstop here. Could unload 2. I believe for sure Garrett Wright would come home to score. And that would knot the game up. That's Bowling Green's #1 idea.
Beckner's next pitch. Parker clubs it up. Shallow center field. Coming in is Hale. He makes the catch. And Bowling Green has stranded the bases loaded for the 2nd inning today. It remains a 3-2 Eastern Michigan lead. And Drew Beckner escapes out of the jam. What an effort by Drew Beckner on the mound. 123 pitches for Drew Beckner, only giving up 2 runs to Bowling Green. We go to the top of the 6th. Falcons trailing by 1. You're listening to BGSU MAC Tournament Baseball on Falcon Radio. Thank you. Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU Student Media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
You're not going to listen to me and then be like, what are you doing?
Hi, I'm Jaden Progerio on the women's soccer team, and I'm doing my Falcon 4 favorite places in BG. First would have to be Meyer, second would have to be Juniper, third would have to be the beach, and number 4 would be the fires behind the business building. Thanks.
If you're gay.
Hi, I'm Laura Mahoney from BGSU Women's Soccer Team, and my Falcon 4 favorite summer activities are going to the pool with my friends and spending time with them, cookouts because I get to spend time with my family, tanning because it's relaxing and it's out in the sun, and getting ice cream because everybody loves ice cream.
To the top of the sixth we go here in Avon at Crusher Stadium. Carson Silva start there the mound for Bowling Green, pitching to Devin Zyrus, Ty Stecco, and Bruce Jellison. 4, 5, 6 in the order for Eastern Michigan. Gets a strike in to Zyrus. His next pitch, a swing and a miss by Zyrus. Down in the count, 1-2 is Devin Zyrus.
And to mention the work that has been done by Eastern Michigan, I don't think we can ignore Carson Silva.
I don't think we can either, as this one popped up to the left side. Multiple players chasing after it, neither able to get to it. That was Caden Parker and Garrett Sloan giving a chase. It went into the Bowling Green bullpen area and came down to the turf before either of them could reach it. Carson Silva, 5 innings so far, 60, now 6 pitches, 7 hits allowed, 3 runs. No walks, no strikeouts. Had a season high, career high, 9 strikeouts last time out. It's been quite different today, and we talked about it. This Eastern Michigan team does not strike out very often.
No, they do not.
They strike out the least in the MAC, and you're seeing why right now.
Well, they are beat by one team, the Ohio Bobcats, who did not make the MAC tournament, which, I mean, you got to mention it.
In the regular season, Eastern Michigan struck out less than any other team in the conference.
No,
that includes the MAC tournament stats as well. They had fewer than that. MAC tournament stats.
Fair.
Yes.
Fair.
It's a fly out to left field by Zyrus for the first out of the inning.
Touche. We talk about Ohio, by the way, a team that I think if they made the MAC tournament, they could have made a little bit of noise. Ben Slanker.
They have pieces.
Yeah.
They just need to put it together. They have pieces. The Ben Slanker was one of my top 5 for MAC Player of the Year. I put out a graphic on my account. I included him on that one. He had a tremendous season.
Now, obviously, their record 9-21. That's
not great.
Yeah.
1-1 the count on Ty Stecco. That one down in the turf for a ball. Ohio was the one that ended Bowling Green's 17-game MAC winning streak last season.
Yep.
They were the ones that ended that at Stellar Field as this one lined to the left field down fair. That'll head to the corner. Caden Parker slides to stop it. What a play by Parker. The throw in won't be in time, and it's a stand-up double by Ty Stecco. That'll bring up Bruce Jellison. Just 1 out in the inning. Eastern Michigan looking to add on to their lead. And right now, you can just sense a lot more energy out of the Eastern Michigan dugout compared to Bowling Green. This is the disadvantage of playing back-to-back games is Eastern Michigan is all rested. They're full of energy. Bowling Green's coming off of a heartbreaking loss to Toledo and trying to rebound mentally from that. Kyle Halleck now going to come out, have a mound meeting with Carson Silva. There is an arm up in the Bowling Green bullpen. And that will be the end of the day for Carson Silva. We'll have a new Bowling Green pitcher coming on to pitch when we come back. Eastern Michigan leading Bowling Green 3-2 here in the top of the 6th. Based on the music, it'll be Ty Roeder coming in to pitch for Bowling Green. You're listening to BGSU Baseball MAC Tournament action here on Falcon Radio.
Childhood cancer it's a long road. It's hard, but St. Jude has gotten us through it. St. Jude is hope that you have a chance at life. And it goes such a long way for every child diagnosed with cancer because everything that's learned is shared all over the world. It's awesome.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
New pitcher for Bowling Green is Ty Roeder, coming out to walk by Pantera. 6-4 this year, 226. 6'4", 226, right-hander. Junior from Waterville, Ohio. Previous Wright State Raider for a few years. Came over to Bowling Green this year, and he's been, as Kyle Halleck mentions time and time again, a key piece of this Bowling Green bullpen that has helped the Falcons have the success that they have had this season. He's 3-1 on the year. This will be his 22nd game out of the pen. A 5.49 ERA. He does have a save to his name. 31 1/3 innings pitched. He has 16 walks to 32 strikeouts. Opponents do hit 365 off of Roeder.
And Roeder's one of those pitchers that you look at his delivery, his style, he does give up the big play. That is kind of how he is as a pitcher.
8 doubles, 7 home runs allowed this season.
But where he does become a very good piece for Bowling Green is, it really is twofold. You look at his strikeout and walk ratio, 32-16. He has got double the number of strikeouts, 2 walks. And his longevity can be very good or very bad depending on if he's letting up those big plays. Against Eastern Michigan, he did see time 4 1/3 innings. The game before that against Ball State in the loss, 4 innings. So he does have many games where he can go long stretches, but recently the longest he's gone in the month of May is 2 total innings against Notre Dame.
Ty Roeder would begin his day by facing Bruce Jellison. First pitch, grounds it over to the infield left side, gets to the outfield. It'll be a single by Jellison on the first pitch he sees from Ty Roeder. Not the start to the outing you would like if you are Ty Roeder.
It's all about how you adjust to this. As John Hale comes up to bat, he's got a ground out and a Sam Seidel throwing error.
Talk about another good walk-up song, Money for Nothing by Dire Straits.
I hate to say it, Tyler. This song is so overrated.
The guitar riff is not. The song is.
As a walk-up song, it is very good. It's overplayed as a walk-up song, though.
Maybe. We'll have our own rankings of our favorite walk-up songs from the MAC tournament coming out after the MAC tournament, so stay tuned to BG_FMSN on Twitter X for that. That'll come out most likely the day after the tournament ends, so you can look for that this Monday. Day after Memorial Day. Or that is Memorial Day, actually.
Yep.
1-0 count on John Hale. The next pitch from Roeder down low for a ball.
And this is another pitcher we've seen in this downpour that has to adjust and find his control in what is a very hard situation to really get a grip on the ball.
Coming down heavier over the past couple of minutes for sure. The next pitch by Roeder, grounded right side through the infield to the outfield. And it's going to be an RBI single for John Hale. And Eastern Michigan's lead goes to 4-2.
This could have the makings of a quick outing for Ty Roeder. This is a must-win game for Bowling Green. Obviously, there are slowly warm-ups happening in the bullpen, but you have to win this game. And to win this game, you've got to reduce the runs by Eastern Michigan. They're already up 2. You've scored 2 all game. Runners on second and first with just 1 out.
Brendan Kleiman into the box, and that run does go earned to Carson Silva. So Silva's final line is a strike thrown in by Roeder. 5 1/3 innings pitched, 73 pitches, 8 hits, 4 runs allowed, all earned. No walks, no strikeouts. He faced 23 batters. 60 less pitches and a third of a more inning than Drew Beckner. You love that result for Carson Silva. However, he gave up the double the amount of runs that Beckner did.
And sometimes, Tyler, that is the difference between a senior and freshman pitcher as well.
Guy that can work out of those situations versus someone who is not fully experienced to those situations in a tournament setting like the MAC tournament. 2-1 count now on Brendan Kleiman. Still just 1 out in the inning. Runners on first and second. And boy, is it downpouring right now in Avon. A big swing and miss by Kleiman. He lost his footing in the box, and here we go again. Players, you have to worry about this safety part. Kleiman right now, no grip in the box. because of that wet turf.
And when you have so much power as well, you're going to take big swings. Your feet aren't going to be able to hold your entire body weight if the floor is slick.
Roeder's next pitch inside for a ball. The MAC right now is just not in a position to go to a rain delay.
Yeah.
And now if we were on schedule, it may be a very different case. I believe if we are on schedule, we may be in a rain delay currently. But the MAC right now is not in a position to slow down this schedule. Full count, found to the back. Footing, once again, a little bit of an issue there for Brendan Kleiman. A little bit of a sideways downpour again from left field to right field, going with the wind. The next pitch is chopped foul to the right side. It's amazing how much it has rained today here in Avon, right off the shores of Lake Erie, not too far away. Avon Lake just to the north. That name because it is right on the lake. The chopper over to second, fielded by Seidel to Antillian at second for one, and they won't have another play. So fielder's choice gets the out. They get John Hale out at second. That's a 4-6 fielder's choice for the second out of the inning.
That was actually Brendan Kleiman, Tyler, on the fielder's choice. John Hale had the single for an RBI.
Yeah, it was John Hale out at second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying
No.
he had okay.
Yeah, Kleiman reaches safely. It's John Hale who is out at second on the fielder's choice. Kleiman now replaces him on first.
So now Cooper Vance up. He has a single and a fly out. It's hard to believe, Tyler, we are getting very quickly through this game and just 2 at-bats to show for it for most of these teams. Vance with a single and a fly out.
We're also nearing the 10 o'clock hour here in Avon. We've been here covering this tournament since 8 o'clock this morning. Cooper Vance, 1-0 count on him. Next pitch in there for a strike. Vance 1 for 2 on the day, a single and a fly out to left. 1-1 the count on him. 2 outs in the inning. Top of the 6th. Pitch goes to the back past Cooper McKenzie, and a run's going to score on the wild pitch by Ty Roeder. Bruce Jellison comes home to score for Eastern Michigan. 2 runs in the inning for the Eagles, and it's a 5-2 ball game, and things getting worse very quickly for Bowling Green.
Tyler, it might be time to bring the wrestling mat out here because Bowling Green is slowly getting on the ropes.
They're in a slugfest right now. Foul ball at the plate. 2-2 the count on Cooper Vance. Top of the 6th right now. We're in about round 8 of a heavyweight boxing fight. A title eliminator between these two teams, if you want to view it that way. The loser, no shot at the title. The winner will continue to fight. A foul tip at the plate. Vance stays alive. Trying to get a number on the arm of the bullpen for Bowling Green. The rain and the angle making it a little difficult.
And the fact that your binoculars do not zoom.
That's just not true. The next pitch, he got him looking. Ty Roeder gets out of the inning. A strikeout looking at Cooper Vance, but Eastern Michigan scores 2. They lead at 5-3 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Here on Falcon Radio, you're listening to BGSU Baseball MAC Tournament action.
Hey, I'm Lucas Kleinmeyer, and you are listening to a presentation of the Falcon Media Sports Network on Falcon Radio. For Falcons, by Falcons.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you. I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then, someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
If you served honorably in our nation's armed forces and you're looking for a way to continue serving your fellow veterans and your community, then join AMVETS. Each year, AMVETS members volunteer millions of hours at VA healthcare facilities from coast to coast, helping to improve the lives of their fellow veterans through the VA Voluntary Services Program. AMVETS posts and departments also participate in a wide variety of community service projects, ranging from Americanism in our schools to supporting the Special Olympics and Boy Scouts of America. Even if you no longer wear the uniform today, you can still serve through the AMVETS by joining today at amvets.org.
Rain continuing to come down here in Avon. Bowling Green now trailing Eastern Michigan by 3 runs, 5-2 at Crusher Stadium. Connor Penrod was the arm warming up in the bullpen for Bowling Green. He is now back in the dugout, as no arm will be throwing right now. With that rain downpouring, no reason to have him out there if you're not going to have him fully getting warm at this point. Ty Roeder got the strikeout looking to get out of the inning. And now for Bowling Green, he got the bottom of the order. It's Coop McKenzie, Garrett Sloan, 8-9 in the batting order. Then the top with Gunnar Antillion. Bowling Green, you said it off air, Chaz. The Falcons have to get something going offensively, or else they are going to be in major trouble. Bowling Green, Chaz, has been out hit 10-4.
Only 3 runs to show for it, though. That is one thing about that. You're being out hit by over double, and you're still 3 runs, 3 cracks of the bat away from tying the game. But Cooper McKenzie is up to bat with a ground out and a walk to show for his time in this game.
First pitch strike to him. And who else on the mound? But guess who? Drew Beckner. On pace to break his career high in pitches thrown. So far, he's at 125. His career high is 130, so very well may break that in this at-bat. And Eastern Michigan is asking so much out of their left-handed starter. The next pitch to McKenzie. McKenzie flies this deep right field. Going back is Hugo. Hugo at the wall. He makes the catch as he drifts into the wall.
The power's been there for McKenzie all day. Just unable to get anything going. The Falcons, they can get doubles here and there, but their game has been just singles, chip shots, all of that stuff, and that's not going to win you a baseball game in weather like this, Tyler.
It is not. Drew Beckner's pitch count at 127 as Garrett Sloan steps into the box. What an outing by Drew Beckner. 7 walks. He's only allowed 2 runs. Pitch 128 in there for a strike. The big lefty for EMU. The next pitch just down low. And here comes pitch 130. This will tie his career high. Set last year against Akron. It's fouled to the back. On pitch 130. A 1-2 count on Garrett Sloan. Pitch 131 upcoming. And it's foul tipped at the plate. As it is really now coming down. This is heavy, heavy rain downpouring in Avon. This is probably the heaviest we've had since the rain delay. As the pitch misses up high, wildly high for a ball, 2-2.
Now this might not be the most sportsmanlike thing to do, but if you're Bowling Green as well, you've got Eastern Michigan's pitcher battling you right now. He's pitched a lot. Control might be an issue.
A swing and a miss by Sloan. He's down on strikes. Strikeout number 7 of the day for Drew Beckner. who just finds a way to keep getting it done on the mound. Beckner now at 133 pitches.
And Tyler, in this situation, you might just want to keep the bat on your shoulder and hope that rain takes over, because let's say Bowling Green did what they did in the Toledo game. You get 5 runs basically for nothing. Game gets delayed, whole momentum shift happens. That might happen here, as I don't know how they're going to continue to play in these conditions.
Right now, it looks like dense fog trying to look out to the flagpoles. You can barely see the red in the American flag because of the covering of the water coming down in the form of rain.
And now Beckner,
2-0.
Two upstairs.
Yep. Very high pitches. This is terrible baseball conditions.
It is.
If this tournament was not on schedule, we would be in a rain delay right now.
It is to Bowling Green's advantage, though.
And this one's flown out to right by Antillian, still carrying. Back at the wall is Hugo. He's out of room. It's out of here. A solo shot by Gunnar Antillian in the bottom of the 6th. And Bowling Green's back within 2.
Okay. You know, it wasn't the most orthodox way of getting it done, but Bowling Green do get a home run out of Gunnar Antillian. A massive play from him. And now the Orange and Brown bring out Garrett Wright, who's coming off a double. He's got to get something going for the Orange and Brown if they want to maintain their position in this tournament.
Just the 3rd homer of the season for Gunnar Antillian, and RBI number 28 on the year. And Garrett Wright flies this one to the right side, but foul. And apologies, RBI number 27 on the season for Gunnar Antillian. But boy, what an addition for Bowling Green. And in the possibility of this being his final game as a Falcon, the homer in it, pretty special. Either way, one of his last games as a Falcon. Depending on how long Bowling Green can stay alive in this tournament.
Gunnar Antillian in his 6th year of college. I don't know if he's going to be able to find any more eligibility.
He may have to really find a way to get the NCAA to create a new rule. And that's something you don't see from Garrett Wright often. Wright just chased a pitch way in the turf, went out of the zone, and a 2-strikeout game from Garrett Wright is something that you will not see every day. That's how the inning ends. Gunnar Antillian's solo shot brings Bowling Green back within 2, 5-3. We go to the top of the 7th. Eastern Michigan still leads. You're listening to BGSU MAC Tournament Baseball on Falcon Radio. On November 16, 2024, BGSU Volleyball defeated Ohio in 5 sets, clinching their 7th regular season championship under head coach Daniela Tomic. Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil had the call on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Picked up on the attack, Archinska off the block, saved by LaPinta. Over is on the attack is Hovey. The Falcons have done it. Bowling Green will host the MAC Tournament regular season championship returns to the Orange and Brown.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call. Now to the top of the 7th we go. Ty Roeder still on the mound for Bowling Green, as it's a 5-3 Eastern Michigan lead after the solo home run by Gunnar Antillian last inning. And the Falcons getting up against it. 9 outs remaining for Bowling Green when they come up the bat in the bottom half of this frame, Chaz.
Yeah, Tyler. There's really not much you can really do in this weather with the current mindset that you have for Bowling Green. You've got Gunnar Antillian, who has 2 hits so far today. He's got a single and a solo homer. Everything else is strikeout, hit by pitch, walk, fly out, line out. It's just not great on any side. The highs are great, but the lows are lower. And it's just a situation for the orange and brown that I don't think you expected to be in. And these conditions don't really help with anything much either.
I will say the rain has slowed down pretty considerably. It's not really pouring anymore. It's more of a shower at this point. And these are just the waves of rain that we see. It's a 2-0 count by Ty Roeder on Gianno Zaccaro. And another ball by Roeder to the Eastern Michigan leadoff hitter. He homered a solo shot to right field his last time up. Ty Roeder from the windup. His 3-0 pitch is right down Broadway for a strike.
And back in the bullpen is Connor Penrod. So he's going to stay out there getting ready.
Could we see a 3-inning outing from Connor Penrod?
I don't think so, but I think you let Roeder do what he does is he's gotten the count to full and hope he can close out for 3 batters, and then you bring out Penrod.
So the next pitch is swung on and lined out into center field for a single past the diving Gunnar Antillion. And another leadoff hit for Eastern Michigan. And right now they're seeing everything so well out of Ty Roeder's hands. He has not been able to get much past them.
Yeah, you're right. That brings up Logan Hugo with a line out, a sac fly for an RBI, and a fly out. He's yet to get a hit here today, but as this game goes on, Tyler, you look at how Eastern Michigan battled against Ball State. I think that line between those two teams might be thinner than maybe this game is.
Eastern Michigan, I wrote in my Falcon 4 takeaways piece that came out this morning from my day one of the MAC tournament. I wrote that Eastern Michigan is going to be a tough team to get out of this tournament. They proved that against Ball State. And they are showing it once again against Bowling Green. They're the 6th seed. They're the only team in this tournament with the losing record. They're the only team that came into this tournament with multiple losses in a row. However, they have the intangibles of a team that can go decently far in this tournament. What expectations do they have? They don't have any.
Yeah.
Nobody counts them to be a team staying around at the end. Nobody counts them to be a team that is any more than 2 and done. They're a team that doesn't strike out a lot. Sure, they don't have the best pitching, but they're a gritty team. And come tournament time, those are the teams that do best. And right now, Eastern Michigan is finding a way to survive against Bowling Green, and they have a 2-run advantage.
I mean, those are the facts of the game, Tyler. Now, the game has a lot of time to turn around. You've got a first-team All-MAC, Connor Penrod, warming up. But
one of the best closers in the country, Connor Penrod.
But we do know Connor Penrod does start to die down quickly. He's a closer for a reason. His arm is very potent, but it doesn't have longevity.
He was a starter freshman year, but that was 3 years ago. He's not going to have Drew Beckner-like length. Ty Roeder around 30 pitches so far in his outing. Eastern Michigan has made him work. The next pitch by Roeder is clubbed into center field, but straight at Garrett Wright, and that'll be caught for the first out of the inning.
And that will send up Travis. Harrison Travis so far today, he's got a similar line to Hugo. Fly out, sac fly, ground out. He also has yet to get a hit. This 2-3-4 lineup for Eastern Michigan has not been very strong. They have really been picked up by Zaccaro, who finds himself on base frequently. Vance, who got a hit to open. Kleiman, who had 2 hits and a fielder's choice. And then Stecco in the 5-hole with 2 doubles.
A big swing and a miss by Harrison Travis. Lost his footing. He'll begin the count from behind. 1 out in the inning, top of the 7th here in Avon. MAC tournament action, first elimination game of the tournament. Bowling Green and Eastern Michigan. The Falcons, the 4 seed, lost to Toledo. the 5 seed by 2 runs in the first game. As this one's flown out right field fairly deep. Zach Horkey going back, warning track. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. And Eastern Michigan on the other side, Chaz, they come into this game as the 6th seed, the last seed in this tournament. They lost to Ball State in their first game, the 3 seed. And that was a 1-run game that Eastern Michigan led until a rain delay. Similarly, very similar to Bowling Green Toledo game.
And that game, it wasn't even raining, really.
No.
And they delayed it.
That was because of incoming rain that came in, about 30 minutes after the rain delay. Foul tip at the plate for a strike on Devin Zyrus. I would be shocked, pitching-wise, if we see Drew Beckner come out of the mound once again for Eastern Michigan, but there's no one up in that bullpen. The next pitch is lofted foul to the left side, into the stands. 0-2 count on Devin Zyrus. 2 outs in the inning. Chance for Ty Roeder to get out of it.
And Tyler, this is exactly what BG needs. Just one more pitch and let your offense try and take over down 2.
The pitch, fouled out at the plate. Ty Roeder can get out of this. It would be much more reasonable to see Connor Penrod work a 2-inning outing if he could get through that first inning fairly quick.
Now the issue comes if Penrod starts to get stuck in that 8th inning, then you're really like spinning your wheels in a sense because who do you have to close for the best closer in the MAC?
Fouled off at the plate. Well, I know one thing. It's that whenever Connor Penrod gets put in this game, Kyle Halleck's going to have full trust in Penrod to do what he's done all season long, which is have an ERA in the 1.7s. The 0-2 pitch from Ty Roeder to Devin Zyrus is grounded up the middle. Sliding stop by Seidel, throw to first, not in time. The stretch from Birchmeyer. A nice play on defense by Seidel, bobbled it a little bit. Either way, he wouldn't have got that throw off in time. And that's going to be an infield single for Zyrus.
And this is not the guy you want to see come up. Ty Stecco, double ground out double for Stecco. He has been unreal. I believe he's the 2nd best batter for EMU, for the Eagles right now. I'd say he's only behind Zaccaro in this game. Zaccaro, not the best batter, but today he's been absolutely on fire.
And we're going to have a mound visit by Kyle Halleck. Could we see the trigger pulled? Could we see Connor Penrod coming into this game with 2 outs in the 7th? And the call?
I don't think it's going to happen, Tyler.
It's going to be made.
Oh, you're right.
Ty Roeder's going to be out of this game. Connor Penrod coming in when we come back. You're listening to BGSU Baseball MAC Tournament Action on Falcon Radio.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
One of the best closers in the nation has taken the mound in Avon, Ohio. Connor Penrod into the game for Bowling Green in relief of Ty Roeder. Head coach Kyle Halleck is going to try to end any sort of run by Eastern Michigan's offense right now. Penrod, senior righty, 6'2", 203 from Waseon, Ohio. All-MAC first team honoree this season as a relief pitcher is Penrod. And what a dazzling season by Connor Penrod. 5-2, tied for the team lead in wins with 5. 12 saves, the most in Bowling Green program history by a wide margin. 21 appearances out of the bullpen, a 178 earned run average through 25 and a third innings pitched. Connor Penrod has only given up 3 extra base hits, 31 strikeouts to 10 walks. Opponents hit just 181 off of Penrod.
And honestly, getting him out for this one batter, I don't hate the move. This is one of the guys that if you want Penrod's arm at its absolute best, Stecco's the guy you want to get sent packing quickly. And with 2 outs and 2 runners on, he could do a lot of damage.
First pitch ball to Stecco, and that one in the turf in front of the plate. Not a great start by Penrod in the at-bat. Down behind in the count, 2-0. And this is where it's different for closers. Penrod's used to coming in with adrenaline at the end of the game. He's coming into this game in the 7th inning. Slightly different. The 2-0 pitch from Penrod, a swing and a miss. Penrod, a mid-90s fastball, low to mid-90s, along with a big breaking slider.
Connor Penrod also one of the most vocal leaders of this Bowling Green baseball team.
His next pitch outside for a ball of 3-1. Penrod also has a changeup that he very seldom throws, as the rain is now downpouring once again in Avon. Here it comes. Connor Penrod comes set, 3-1. His pitch, a swing and a miss. Full count on Ty Stecco. And this rain is really coming down as the wind picks up.
Well, Tyler, I think our idea of this game being pushed back any further is just not going to happen.
It's not.
We're an out away from heading to the bottom of the 7th.
Penrod steps off, looks back. The runner at second. In Zaccaro. Bowling Green really needs this out. Full count, 2 outs. Both runners will be off on the pitch. Penrod's pitch to Stecco, found to the back. We'll do it again at 3-2. Eastern Michigan leading Bowling Green 5-3 in the top of the 7th. Elimination game here at the MAC tournament in Avon. One of these teams will be the first team eliminated from this tournament.
If Bowling Green were to lose, they lose to the 5 and 6 seeds as the 4.
And the next pitch is skied up foul. We'll do it again at 3-2.
Stecco doing a great job staying alive here.
Penrod's pitch. Up high for ball 4. Bases are loaded for Eastern Michigan. Bruce Jellison coming to the plate.
And Jellison so far today, another batter you just don't want to see. Single ground out single for Jellison. A single here would probably score 2, and I believe, Tyler, that would put this game pretty much as close as you can on ice.
5-3 the lead for Eastern Michigan. Penrod's first pitch to Jellison. Fastball in there for a strike. Boy, does Bowling Green badly needing out here. The rain's starting to subdue a little bit. It's coming in waves right now. Penrod's next pitch, a swing and a miss from Jellison. He has him down to the count, 0-2.
He's got essentially 3 mistakes to work with here from Penrod. Maybe try and force a bite on anything.
Penrod already in double-digit pitches. His next delivery outside for a ball.
Still a very good count for Connor Penrod. You mentioned that pitch count, though. That is not something you want to see here.
The next pitch from Penrod, a swing and a miss. Penrod gets the strikeout. And we go to stretch time here in Avon. Eastern Michigan leading Bowling Green 5-3. You're listening to BGSU MAC Tournament Baseball action here on Falcon Radio.
I had 5 drunk driving charges in the last 6 years of my drinking, and I drank for over 55 years. My probation officer threatened me with a year in jail. So the next day I went to my first AA meeting. I had tried many times in my life to quit drinking, but always went back to even heavier drinking. For me, the AA program has been the easier, softer way to stop drinking.
Visit AA.org for more information and download the Meeting Guide app to find a meeting near you.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com. Brady Birchmeyer, Zach Corky, Sam Seidel, 3-4-5, due up for Bowling Green. As we reach the bottom of the 7th, Tyler Kavlitz alongside Chaz McNeil from the Falcon Media Sports Network here with you for this one.
New pitcher on the mound.
Finally, for Eastern Michigan, it will be Emmett Galise after 139 pitches from Drew Beckner. He ends up going 6 innings, gives up 5 hits and 3 runs, 7 walks, 8 strikeouts. What an outing. What an effort.
Definitely unreal, that's for sure.
What an effort by Drew Beckner. As Emmett Galise takes the mound. He's a transfer from Akron. Spent the past 2 seasons at Akron. This year, Galise, the sophomore righty, 6'3", 195, is 0-1 with a 540 earned run average, 14 appearances, 3 starts, 21 2/3 innings pitched, 19 walks to 14 strikeouts. Potence hit .312 off of Galise. Galise will start against Brady Birchmeyer. Birchmeyer first pitch swing, fouls it to the left side. Win or lose with this game, we will have a brief post-game.
Yep.
We will have to get down there to do the post-game press conference with the team for the 2 games here, whether it's win or lose. They'll certainly be looking to get out of here as quick as they can, as It's already 10:30. So we'll go straight into the end of the game, whether it's win or lose, and we will not have a break in between that end of the game and that post game. We'll move right into it and try to be as efficient as we can, cover all our bases in the time that we have provided. Birchmeyer grounds it over to the left side, fielded by the shortstop Vance. His throw in time. Bowling Green down to 8 outs.
It is only a 2-run disadvantage, though, Tyler. It is one of those situations that is very manageable. You have a lot of opportunities still left, but you need a big play out of a guy like Zach Horkey, who through this entire game has yet to record a hit. And that's what I think this boils down to. 2 strikeouts in game 1, 2 today.
Horkey shows bunt, pulls it back. It's in there for a strike. Nice start to the outing for Emmett Galise. Again, what an effort by Drew Beckner to be able to give Eastern Michigan the length that he did. Yes, he had 7 walks. Yes, he gave up 3 runs. But he went 6 innings and threw 139 pitches. Just a gutsy performance. I mean, that's leaving it all out on the field.
Yeah.
And credit to Eastern Michigan, their coaching staff, for leaving him out there and letting him fight through that, the veteran in Drew Beckner. And caught looking is Zach Corky. He's sent down on strikes. 7 outs remaining for Bowling Green.
Up comes Sam Seidel. He does have the single. And you look at Gavin Gannon has turned his day around just a bit. Has yet to get a hit so far today, but he does have 2 walks in this game.
Yeah.
His eye is slowly getting better. It's just one of those situations where you just look through this entire lineup. There is not enough contact going on. There's not enough momentum from individual batter to individual batter.
Rain coming down hard again. Pitch misses for a ball, 1-1. That one in for a strike. Count goes to 1-2. And the rain once again, just a downpour. I mean, I can feel a little bit of it coming into the press box here through the window. Little bits of the mist. As the off-speed misses down low. Count goes to 2-2.
Bowling Green now down to their final 7 outs. And are 1 pitch away from being down to their final 6.
The pitch is swung on and flown left center field. The center fielder Hale makes the catch, and Bowling Green is down to their final 6 outs. We go to the top of the 8th. Eastern Michigan leads the Falcons 5-3. You're listening to BGSU MAC Tournament Baseball on Falcon Radio.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Bowling Green's down to 6 outs. We go to the top of the 8th. Connor Penrod will stay in the mound for Bowling Green as he will pitch to 7, 8, 9 in the order for Eastern Michigan. John Hale, Brendan Kleiman, and Cooper Vance. Tyler Camlitz alongside Chaz McNeil here with you for this one.
Bowling Green are going to need a gutsy performance in the next 2 innings. I'm not talking about just strong batting. I'm talking strong pitching, strong batting, consistent batting. Connor Penrod is going to have to pitch one of the best games of his life, which says a whole lot when you think about how good of a pitcher he is. He doesn't normally have an off game, but he also doesn't normally pitch more than an inning. So to have him in here now in must-win territory, you need to have perfect Penrod and a batting lineup that's ready to be aggressive and smart at the same time. And if they can't do that, they're going to be the first team eliminated.
Penrod's first pitch to John Hale. Fastball in there for a strike. That's key for Penrod, is getting ahead of batters. That sets up his off speed. Without that, he has to rely a ton on his fastball to get back into counts. The next pitch, a swing and a miss by Hale. So the season high in pitches for Connor Penrod is 52. That was against Miami. He went 3 innings. As this one's chopped up the middle, fielded by Antillion at short. His throw to first in time for the first out of the inning. That's what you need if you're Penrod, a quick first out. Last time out for Penrod against NIU, he went an inning and 2/3, earned the win, 38 pitches. Penrod, in outings this year, he has averaged 15 pitches an outing.
He's a little bit past that now, I'd say, Tyler. But he does make short work of Hale.
He actually is one past it. This is pitch 16, that's 17, fouled off to the back. So Connor Penrod's past his average already in terms of pitches per appearance, but he's still a little bit away from that season high. A lot away, actually. So Penrod has it in the tank. Again, a former starter his freshman year. 0-2 pitch, misses high for a ball, 1-2. Brendan Kleiman today, 2 singles and reached on a fielder's choice. The next pitch, outside for a ball. 2-2 the new count. Fouled off to the back. Bowling Green, Vice President for Athletic Strategy and Director of Athletics, Derek Vandermeer, in attendance. Down in front to the right of us, watching this game. This pitch misses up high for a ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count.
Savvy eye by Kleiman as well to not even try and bite on a single one of those pitches, as none of them, frankly, were really very close. But Penrod starting advantageous, now trying to...
And a swing and a miss by Kleiman.
Do that.
Sets him down swinging for the second out of the inning.
So next up is Cooper Vance. He does have a single that opened up play, but he followed that up with a fly out and a strikeout looking. Bowling Green can get him out here, bring it to their offense. I'd say that might be one of the final big shots you have at tying or taking the lead in this game.
Time is running out. Pitch misses for a ball by Penrod. Pitch misses outside, 2-0. Connor Penrod's pitch count now at 24. And rising quickly. His 25th pitch of the game is swung on and flown out right field. Zach Quirky going to settle under and make the catch. Connor Penrod works a 1-2-3 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Bowling Green down to their final 6 outs. You're listening to BGSU MAC Tournament Baseball on Falcon Radio. Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU Student Media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com. Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU Student Media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com. Emmett Galeese still out there on the mound for Eastern Michigan as we head to the bottom of the 8th. It'll be 6, 7, 8, 2 up for Bowling Green. Gavin get on, Caden Parker, Cooper McKenzie. Tyler Cavalitz alongside Chaz McNeil for the Falcon Media Sports Network. Chaz, Bowling Green, down to the final 6 outs of the season.
Yeah, Tyler. Still a lot of baseball game left to play, though. It's a prove-it game for Gavin Gannon, who has not had a good tournament so far. 4 strikeouts, 4 walks, and a fly out was his day so far. But now he's got the opportunity to just land on base. He's got 2 walks today. If he gets on base, the tying run is Caden Parker, who already has a hit today.
And Caden Parker, a guy who has shown a little bit of power towards the end of the season. But first, it is Gavin Gannon. Looks at a first pitch ball from Galise. Galise, this next pitch will be 15 for him. Only took 13 pitches to get through the first inning. The next pitch from the righty. Misses for a ball. 2-0.
Smart eye from Gavin Gannon. That one was close, but I believe that was a bit low and inside.
Looked like the catcher climbed and double taked. Thought he was going to be called a strike.
Yeah, did not miss by much.
Check swing by Gannon. He went around for a strike.
A lot of chirping from Eastern Michigan as well.
A lot of chirping from that dugout. As another swing and a miss by Gannon.
It's really interesting because you don't really hear this during normal games. But
no. 2-2 count. That one just misses for a ball. Not by much. Count goes full. Eastern Michigan is vocal, to say the least. I don't think our mics are going to pick it up, but they are vocal. And that's strike 3 looking on Gavin Gannon. Gannon thought it was ball 4. Jay Myers had other thoughts. Bowling Green down to their final 5 outs of the season.
I don't. That one caught me off guard, to be honest with you, Tyler. I don't know where in the zone that ball was. I thought it was deep inside. And we've seen Jay Myers have a bit of a tough, tight zone. But there, I mean, that was a pretty lenient one. As Caden Parker now has to be the first Falcon to get on base.
Parker grounds it over to first. Going to be fielded by the first baseman's Iris. Steps on the bag for the second out of the inning. Bowling Green down to their final 4 outs.
That brings up Cooper McKenzie, who yet again on this Falcon lineup is hitless. And honestly, you get to the point where you just want to go through McKenzie, get him on base, go through Sloan, and then after that point start the 9th. Kind of what we said in the last game with Antillion, Wright, and Birchmeyer. Those are your best shots.
They definitely are. First pitch to Cooper McKenzie, and therefore strike. Galise does not have overpowering stuff, but he's got good control. He's been able to pinpoint him against Bowling Green. His next delivery popped up. That'll get out of play to the right side. Foul. Count goes to 0-2. Eastern Michigan dugout continuing to chirp. The Bowling Green dugout pretty silent. The energy has been distinct the entire game. Eastern Michigan's had the energy. Bowling Green looks like a team that lost a 14-12 game earlier today. They look like that kind of team. That'll do it to you.
And, I mean, the tired factor as well.
Yeah.
Just, you have played essentially, what's it been now? Since 7 hours, or 5 going on 6 hours of consecutive baseball.
Yeah.
That wears on you.
Along with having to wait 6.5 hours after starting a game and playing 2 innings.
And giving up 9.
Yeah, that's tough. To sit with that mentally the whole time and then come back out and expect to play at the top level. And sprung up looking is Cooper McKenzie. 2 strikeouts in the inning looking for the Falcons. And we head to the top of the 9th. Bowling Green will be down to their final 3 outs. But first, Eastern Michigan, and we'll come to hit for one more time. You're listening to BGSU Baseball MAC Tournament Action on Falcon Radio.
In mid-2017, we received the news that nobody wants to hear. Your child has cancer. St. Jude made us feel that everything was gonna be alright. It's like an army of people working together, following the same dream, which is getting 100% success rate for curing childhood cancer.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
If you're a veteran looking to file for your service-connected benefits through the Department of Veterans Affairs, don't go it alone. AMVET's highly trained service officers stand ready to walk you through the process at VA regional offices around the country, helping you to navigate the complex VA system free of charge. With new presumptions for Agent Orange exposure and other conditions, AMVETS can offer you the advice you need to finally receive all your earned benefits. In 2009 alone, AMVETS helped process more than 65,000 claims and appeals, securing more than $410 million in benefits. To find your nearest AMVETS service officer or to learn more, visit amvets.org.
To the top of the ninth we go in Avon. Eastern Michigan leads Bowling Green 5-3. The Eagles will get one more crack at it on the mound. They'll face Connor Penrod once again. Penrod already has thrown 25 pitches through an inning and a third. He's got 2 strikeouts and a walk. Due up for the Eagles, it's going to be top of the order. Gianno Zaccaro, Logan Hugo, and Harrison Travis. Tyler Kavalitz alongside Chaz McNeil from the Falcon Media Sports Network here with you for this one. I also have Jack Rintema here taking photos. And Noah Seeley here helping us with social media content and written recaps of these games. That content you can find on BG_FMSN on Twitter X and BGFalconMedia.com. Bunt shown here by Zaccaro. Pulled back. Misses for a ball.
It's the idea is very clear here. Suck away all of the arm that you believe Connor Penrod has left. If it's through bunts, if it's through small ball, just try and make sure that you can ding them up as much as possible, and maybe at the end of the day knock in a couple more to help ensure yourself.
Penrod threw in a strike, 1-1 count. This one lofted to the right side. Birchmeyer chasing after it. Can't make the catch. Goes into the netting by the seats. Count moves to 1-2, though, on Gianno Zaccaro. Zaccaro, 3 for 4 in the day. He started the game with a ground out to first. Since then, a single in the third, a solo home run in the fifth, and a single in the seventh. He has heated up in that leadoff spot in this game for the Eagles.
1-2 count for Zaccaro.
Penrod's pitch is grounded over to the right side. Seidel can't glove it. Seidel went to slide for it, went off of the glove. Most likely going to be an error on Sam Seidel. And reaching safely at first is Zaccaro. And just the rough fielding continues for Seidel. It is an error.
And as it is great to see Sam Seidel back in this lineup, you can't help but think, by watching him, he's not 100% ready for this. It's something that you were forced to do with this tournament, but that's just how the season goes. That's how baseball is. You've got to bring out a guy that you believe will give you your best shot of winning. That's what Coach Kyle Halleck thought about Seidel, and he's been hitting rather solidly, but just not able to get anything done fielding-wise.
And I don't know if we talked enough about that, bunt shown here, first of all, by Hugo. Pulls it back, it's a ball. You're missing DJ Newman and TJ Tackett and Nick Good and Perry Miller. All of those guys are out with injury. But Sam Seidel and Brady Birchmeyer are not 100%.
Yeah.
These are guys that are not fully healthy. Even if they are healthy, they're not fully up to their full potential. They're not at the peak of what they are. These are not mid-season Brady Birchmeyer and Sam Seidel. These are a week and a half back from injury. Brady Birchmeyer and Sam Seidel, injuries that kept them out over a month of the season.
Yeah.
Injuries that kept them from playing their rivals against Toledo.
Yeah. You've got dinged up hand, Sam Seidel.
3 straight balls to Logan Hugo. And not really hand for Seidel as much as the whole forearm.
That's what I'm saying. But that area of the body.
Yeah.
And then just dinged up everything for Brady Birchmeyer.
Yeah. Next pitch from Penrod up high. 4-pitch walk to Logan Hugo.
There's a body in Bowling Green's bullpen. A last-ditch effort here for the Falcons if Penrod cannot close.
Who could that be?
That is Making sure I got the right number here.
As Harrison Travis steps into the box, while Chaz continues to look for that number. Travis showing bunt. Pulls it back. It's in there for a strike.
Tyler. That's number 23 out there. That is Landon Williman.
That is interesting.
It's a bad sign is what it is. Landon Williman, the average Sunday starter for Bowling Green, arguably the best starting arm you got left. Actually, not arguably. You pitch Turner, you pitch Sova. That's all you got. You're down to your final
That's desperation.
breath. Yep. And
that's called if Penrod allows a run, we're seeing Landon Williman into this game. That's what that tells me. If Penrod allows a run, heck, if Penrod loads the bases here, we may see Landon Williman in this game. He is warming up fast. 1-2 the count on Harrison Travis. Connor Penrod comes set. No outs in the inning. 2 runners on. The right-hander delivers. Ball. 2-2. This is starting to look gloomier and gloomier for Bowling Green by the minute, by the pitch. The 2-2 pitch from Penrod. Runner off from second at least. This one skied up to the right side. It's going to be cut by Brady Birchmeyer as he falls to the ground in foul territory by the bullpens. So that'll be the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Devin Zyrus. The runner off was Zaccaro, was running to steal third. Hugo was staying put at first. But Zaccaro had to scramble back to second with the ball in the air.
So out number one.
Devin Zyrus, yeah. 2 more to go.
Penrod staying solid as it's looking like more and more like we might see a couple of the final days of Falcons coming up. And if you're Bowling Green, you might just want to throw Williman in there knowing this is his last game.
Yeah. Well, it also is Connor Penrod's, and I think Halleck's going to give Penrod every opportunity he can to finish this with the season that he has had. I would say that Connor Penrod deserves the opportunity to finish this if he can. Now, if he can't, that's a different story. 0-1 the count. Penrod's next pitch. This one lined up the middle. Garrett Wright going to field it, bobble it. He does not field it cleanly, and that's going to allow Zaccaro to come home to score. Eastern Michigan's lead up to 6-3. It's a 3-run advantage for the Eagles, and they still have runners on first and third with just 1 out, and I have a feeling that could be Landon Williman time.
Tyler, I think this game has officially been put on ice with that. I know that Bowling Green do have a lot of strong batters. You got to follow the momentum of the game. And obviously, they still have the potential to come back, win this baseball game. Sloan, Antillian, and Wright do up. Once Penrod and Williman, either they combine or Penrod takes it home for these outs.
This one chopped foul to the left side. Connor Penrod, coming into today's game, has allowed 5 earned runs all season. He's allowed 1 against the Eastern Michigan Eagles here at the MAC tournament, and they have a 6-3 lead.
A perfect ERA gone in the last game of the season.
Penrod, a 1-1 count now on Ty Stecco. When does Kyle Halleck pull that trigger to go to Landon Williman? Does he pull that trigger to go to Landon Williman? The 1-1 pitch outside for a ball. Two and 1 the count on Ty Stecco. This Eastern Michigan dugout can feel it. The energy emulating from that dugout as this one's drilled to center field. Wright going to go back. He'll make the catch on the line, but another run's going to score in the sac fly by Logan Hugo, or Logan Hugo's going to come home to score on the sac fly, I should say. and it's a 7-3 ball game. Eastern Michigan leads.
Tyler, this reminds me a lot of that Western Michigan game last season. Bowling Green have a heartbreaking loss to Ball State.
And I think we're going to see the move for Landon Williman here. I think we may see the veteran starter come into the game for one final out. And we will, based on the bullpen. So Landon Williman will be coming into this game for Bowling Green. And what could be his final collegiate appearance with the Falcons when we come back. Eastern Michigan leading Bowling Green 7-3 here on Falcon Radio.
On October 4th, 2024, BGSU volleyball opposite hitter Lauren Hovey recorded her 115th career service ace in BG's comeback reverse sweep of Western Michigan, passing Paige Penrod for the most in program history during the rally scoring era. Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil had the call of the historic moment on WBGU 88.1 FM.
And that will make history. Lauren Hovey's 115th ace in the rally scoring era is in the history books as the Stroh Center applauds.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
It is looking increasingly more likely by the at-bat that may be Connor Penrod's last collegiate appearance with Bowling Green and his 71st appearance and his 65th out of the bullpen for Bowling Green. And if it is, it's a tough way to go out if you're a Connor Penrod, allowing 2 runs in the MAC tournament. But what an incredible season by Connor Penrod, who established himself as one of the best closers in the country. And now Landon Williman comes out of the mound in what will very likely be his final collegiate appearance. And he has the opportunity here to get one out for the Falcons and send it to the bottom of the 9th.
It's a tough draw for Bowling Green, Tyler. You're already down 4. You've got runners on first. And backs are past being against the wall now. Your back's into the wall. You're part of the wall. And the only way you can do any damage is to break out. You might need a new tool, and that's why in comes Landon Williman. It's a mixed bag, also, if you look at it, because Penrod has been so solid all season, but so has Williman. They both get a type of goodbye in their final game of college, but not the way either, if the score holds, would like to go out.
First pitch strike by Landon Williman to Bruce Jellison. Jellison, a strikeout victim at Penrod's last time up. Swings through that one for strike 2. Landon Williman, a strike away from sending us to the bottom of the 9th. And he got him looking. What a out for Landon Williman. 3 straight strikes. And he gets Bruce Jellison looking. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Eastern Michigan leads Bowling Green 7-3. The Falcons down to their final 3 outs of the season. You are listening to BGSU MAC Tournament Baseball here on Falcon Radio.
My life was going downhill fast. Everybody was on my case. Now, I kept hoping that life would change real soon. I knew drinking too much messed up my life. A friend suggested I check out AA. It worked. I found myself in an AA group. Finally, I've got my act together.
Visit AA.org for more information and download the Meeting Guide app to find a
Back here in the bottom of the 9th, as it's going to be Gillies taking the mound once again for Eastern Michigan. And Tyler Cavillett, Chaz McNeil from the Falcon Media Sports Network here with you. Chaz, Bowling Green down to their final 3 outs of the season. Garrett Sloan, then Gunnar Antillion, Garrett Wright, 9-1-2 in the order for Bowling Green, due up in this ninth.
You know you're going to end with arguably your top two guys this season in the form of Antillion and Wright. You could argue Birchmeyer, but you end the game in the final inning. We see Connor Penrod. It's not the outing you'd like to see from him, but it is his final outing. And now Gunnar Antillion, who has been such a surprise, a very welcome addition to this team, also playing in what is very becomingly likely his final game. And Garrett Wright, the do-it-all superstar for the Orange and Brown. It's a little storybook, but they still have the opportunity to come back. It's just got to start now. It's got to start immediately with Sloan. If you go down 1 out and needing 5 to win the game on a walk-off,
4 to continue it,
you're just not going to be able to do that.
First pitch to Sloan, misses for a ball. Galise has been solid on the mound for EMU. That one in there for a strike. Took Galise just 24 pitches to get through 2 innings against the Falcons. Got a 1-1 count on Garrett Sloan. Galise's next delivery. Misses for a ball, very close. Count goes to 2 balls, 1 strike.
Now if Sloan can find a way to hang in there and continue battling, that will bring up Antillion, and things might be able to get done, but it's got to start here.
The next pitch chopped over to third. It's going to be fielded by Stecco. The throw across the diamond in time. So, Chaz, as it's becoming increasingly more likely that this is going to be the final game of the season for Bowling Green, you are a senior. You've graduated from BGSU. If this is the final game of the season for Bowling Green, this will be your final call for not only BGSU baseball, but with Falcon Media Sports Network. So I'm going to give you, as I'll keep popping in here with play-by-play for the big moments, I'll give you some time to say what you have to say. The floor is yours.
I mean, I'm incredibly grateful. I think that's what it boils down to. It's been a tremendously fun, eye-opening experience, and it's starting my time at Bowling Green. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I had to figure that out. People come to school knowing what they want, and I did not, and that's okay, and that's the fun part, and that's what I figured out is my life changed and grew. Myself changed and grew, and it is one of those things that I'm going to be.
As a 4-pitch walk to Gunnar Antillion, so Bowling Green with a base runner, not done just yet. Still 1 out in the inning. Garrett Wright comes to the plate.
I'm going to be forever grateful for it because this is my future. This is something I learned to love, and even though I started late, started my sophomore year instead of, I know when you came to BGSU, you were right in there hot as a freshman. I took some time to figure stuff out. And at the end of the day, I'm really thankful for you. I'm thankful for our content director, Lucas Kleinmeyer, our sports director, I should say. And just thankful for everybody I've met at BGSU, everybody I've met in Falcon Media as a whole.
As Wright going to ground this through the right side of the infield. It'll be first and second for Bowling Green, so this swan song could be a little too early. We'll see as Brady Birchmeyer comes up to the plate.
And
this is what we've seen all year long from Bowling Green. They're not going to give up till the very end, Jazz.
No, still 1 out, but I'm going to refrain from doing color in this second because it's working for Bowling Green. So as a whole, just one of those situations and one of those experiences I'm going to love. I'm very excited for the future, very excited to have met so many different people. And I don't know. It's completely different than any section of my life I thought I'd be in. As a coach, comes out to talk to his pitcher.
You have any favorite memories from your time at Falcon Media Sports Network, whether it be covering a team, doing a broadcast, writing a piece, social media, anything immediately stick out to you?
I love doing socials for BGSU baseball. That's always been a fun one. You
Routed third in the Falcon Force.
You feel really close to the team during those. Falcon Media Sports Network adjacent, I got to throw a shout-out to the Swoop. Raymond Cotis, Sam Barrett. Doing that in my senior year and being able to be fully in control of something, even though I wasn't considered an executive, I was treated as one. I was treated as somebody that had a lot to say. That's a lot of respect and something that I'll think about for a while.
Galeese going to stay into the game after that mound visit. Brady Birchmeyer still at the plate in a 1-0 count.
And just overall, getting to have fun, getting to meet new people, getting to make friends with Falcon Media Sports Network and connections. And that's not going to go away. And getting those opportunities.
As Birchmeyer going to line this one deep left field, going back is Zaccaro. He looks up. It's out of here. A 3-run home run for Brady Birchmeyer. And we have a 1-run ball game. The Falcons aren't done just yet.
Do I keep going? Well, what do we do here?
I mean, it's worked so far. What a shot by Brady Birchmeyer, his first homer back from injury, and that's some life into this Bowling Green offense. I think we may see a pitching change here from Eastern Michigan as the Falcons are within 7-6 with Zach Horkey coming to the plate.
Zach Horkey as well with just one out. I believe we will get a coaching change. Oh, wow. A pitching change, not a coaching change. As we taking this to break, Tyler?
Stay here with it.
I was going to say, this energy is we got to touch on this for a second.
We'll stay here. This is the energy shift we were looking for.
It's exactly what Bowling Green has been looking for.
It only took them till the bottom of the ninth with one out to find it.
Now you still need a run. You can come close and not end up being able to do much, but they tied this game up, Tyler. I'm telling you right this second, something would change.
Yeah.
Because all you need is one run. It's not coming back down 4, which they're in the process of doing. As on the mound is number 14, Dom Anderson, the senior righty.
Chaz, I think the team may have heard you talking about you potentially broadcasting your last game and went, hold on a second. We're going to give one last run at it.
I think if they were going to do that, they'd start picking up at Penrod. But let's connect that dot for a second. Second Penrod comes out of the game, they got a little something more to fight for. Mm-hmm. And it starts with Antillian, another senior graduating, and Williman. You don't want these guys to see their last games. I know.
His team's going to fight for it.
We both played baseball, and we played sports. You get to that end of the season where there's so much hope for the future, for your success, for going deep in a tournament, that you never stop and think really about when it comes to an end.
No.
And win or lose, that will come to an end, and it hits just as hard. But when you win, at least you justify it. You know what I'm saying? On a loss, we were right there. We made the tournament. We made a berth. We had an opportunity, and we missed our shot. And I think this is the biggest momentum shift Bowling Green could have possibly asked for.
Definitely is. And get this about Dom Anderson, Chaz. He's a senior, right?
Yep.
Right-handed pitcher, 6'1", 200.
Okay, I'm
from
listening.
Hagerstown, Indiana. He did not compete the past 2 seasons.
Is this his first appearance?
No.
2023,
2024 did not pitch. He pitched in 12 games in 2022. This will be his 12th game this season. He's 1-1 with a 6.33 ERA, 21 in the third innings pitched, 17 strikeouts to 10 walks. As Zach Horkey steps into the box. First pitch for Horkey, grounder up the middle. That may have caught Anderson. It's going to be fielded by the second baseman, and Jellison. His throw not in time. Horkey's safe.
That's the tying run.
Not done just yet. Sam Seidel, the game-winning run, coming to the plate.
Sam Seidel, he does have pop, but I'm going to continue this swan song just because. If I have to do it again, I have to do it again, and we can mute that part in the next game. But phenomenal experiences. Getting to be here in Avon, Ohio, in the pouring rain, watching a game like this, thinking everything
Second
was
year
dead
in a
to the
row
world.
for you.
Yep. Is this your third or second year as well?
Second. We didn't make it my freshman year, so we had no
That,
coverage
yep.
up here.
Why even ask?
First pitch ball to Sam Seidel. And that was, I spent a year under Reese Lannon.
Yep.
Down with Tyler ISD now. Doing a great job down there. BGSU alum. Falcon Media Sports Network alum. The 1-0 pitch. It's a jam job over the head of a jumping Vance at short. And that's a single for Sam Seidel. The game-tying run. 180 feet away at second base for Bowling Green. The game-winning run 270 feet away at first base.
Jaw on the floor, to be honest with you.
And if you notice, look at that Eastern Michigan dugout right now.
Quiet.
It's gotten a lot quieter. And who else but Gavin Gannon to the plate. The man that the first game ended on with a swinging strikeout gets a chance to redeem himself at the plate. 1 out, bottom of the ninth. Bowling Green trails Eastern Michigan by 1, 7-6. Sam Seidel stands on first. Zach Horkey on second. Horkey's the tying run. Seidel's the winning run. It's the first pitch ball to Gannon.
But yeah, getting to go to the MAC tournament, maybe I'm a good luck charm, maybe I'm a bad luck charm, knowing how these seasons have most likely ended.
Gannon fouls it off.
But, I mean, honestly, I'm doing this completely for luck at this point, to be honest with you. This is a phenomenal game.
The next pitch to Gannon thought about going and misses for a ball. Very close pitch. Not exactly sure where that one missed, but it did, according to home plate umpire Jay Myers. 2-1 the count on Gavin Gannon.
Rain still coming down.
The next pitch, Gannon grounds it up the middle. Going to be fielded on the backhand by the second baseman, Jellison. They go to second for 1. They get the out, but the game-tying run is 90 feet away on third base. There's 2 outs in the inning, and Caden Parker to the plate.
The guy that has been the most reliable in this tournament for the Orange and Brown up to bat. Now, he is coming off of a ground out and a fly out. He has not recorded a hit since his second at bat, but this is the moment for Bowling Green.
Alex Laird going to pinch run on first for Gavin Gannon.
You just need any contact. And honestly, Bowling Green in a great position if they do tie the game, because then you've got Landon Williman.
You do. 7-6 the score. Eastern Michigan leads. Bottom of the ninth. 2 outs. Game-tying run 90 feet away on third in the form of Zach Horkey. The pitch to Caden Parker outside for a ball. Alex Laird, the game-winning run, stands 270 feet away on first base. Dom Anderson, his 1-0 pitch. It's grounded up the middle by Parker. Going to be fielded by the shortstop. He can't get a throw off. Scoring from third is Horkey. We have a tie game in the bottom of the ninth. Bowling Green will fight on with a chance to win it.
Oh my goodness, Tyler, this game is not over. We have the opportunity here.
It's a 4-run ninth for the Falcons.
In the ninth, to close it out with Cooper McKenzie, Garrett Sloan. You've got tons of guys.
Game-winning runs on second, and Alex Laird, he has speed. First pitch to McKenzie, a ball. Alex Laird has plenty of speed on second. The pitch to McKenzie outside for a ball. Dom Anderson in trouble on the mound. First and second for Bowling Green. The pitch to Horkey misses. Ball 3. What a comeback by the Falcons right now.
This is the moment, Tyler.
The 3-0 pitch. And therefore a strike.
And then you're basically one ball away from loading the bases and sending up Garrett Sloan, who does have a hit this day.
The 3-1 pitch in there for a strike. McKenzie thought it was ball 4. Expletives coming from the Bowling Green crowd. Full count, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Winning run at second. The pitch is down low, ball 4. Bases loaded for the Falcons.
This is unreal. Bowling Green is doing the unthinkable. 4 runs in the 9th. Bases loaded. Garrett Sloan transferring in. What's a better way to make your stamp on this game than taking us to the second round as Tyler is shaking me.
Garrett Sloan steps up to the plate. Bases loaded for Bowling Green. The only runner that matters is Alex Laird on third base. He's the game-winning run 90 feet away, and we're going to have a mound visit for Eastern Michigan.
A walk ends it. A single ends it.
Anything that is not an out will end it. As we're going to have a pitching change for Eastern Michigan, we'll take a quick break, come back, deal with the new pitcher. You're listening to MAC Tournament Baseball on Falcon Radio.
Hey, I'm Lucas Kleinmeyer, and you are listening to a presentation of the Falcon Media Sports Network on Falcon Radio. For Falcons, by Falcons.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is, my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad.
The new pitcher for Eastern Michigan is Ethan Davis. Davis, a right-hander. He is a junior, 6'1", 185. A transfer from Frontier Community College, and before that, Marian University. He's 2-4 on the year, a .557 ERA, 4 saves. This will be his 26th game, all out of the bullpen. 42 innings, 22 strikeouts to 19 walks. Opponents hit .286 against him. Here's the situation. It's a 7-7 ball game between Eastern Michigan and Bowling Green at the MAC tournament. We have the first elimination game of this tournament. The loser of this game goes home. Their season is over. The winner advances in the tournament in the loser's bracket. Bases are loaded for Bowling Green. It's Alex Laird on third, Caden Parker on second, Cooper McKenzie on first. Garrett Sloan up to bat against Ethan Davis. The only runner that matters is Alex Laird on third. If he crosses here in the bottom of the 9th, Bowling Green wins and their season continues. If not, we are going to extras in Avon. The pitch from Ethan Davis. Sloan looks at a ball. The Bowling Green dugout is on the top row. They are into it. Water splashing from the dugout.
3 away, Tyler.
The 1-0 pitch. Swung on. Grounded to short. It's going to be fielded by the shortstop, Vance. His throw picked for the out. We go to extra innings in Avon in the first elimination game of the tournament. To the top of the 10th we go, right here on Falcon Radio.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. You can join the movement to end hunger by donating, volunteering, and advocating. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have free baseball in Avon, Ohio. To the top of the 10th we go. And the pitcher on the mound is Landon Williman. He only used 3 pitches to get the final out of the 9th inning. Landon Williman, the usual Sunday starter for Bowling Green, is now pitching in extra innings for the Falcons. He will face the bottom 3 in the order for Eastern Michigan: John Hale, Brendan Kleiman, and Cooper Vance and Chaz. When we go to the bottom of the 10th, it'll be top of the order for Bowling Green.
Yep.
Gunnar Antillion, Garrett Wright, Brady Birchmeyer.
And those 3 combined for walk, home run. It's unreal situation here, Tyler.
But first, Eastern Michigan gets the crack at it in the top of the 10th. Landon Williman's first pitch to John Hill misses outside for a ball. We were talking like this Falcons team was nearly dead. You talked about their back was part of the wall. They are now tied up 7-7 after a 4-run bottom of the 9th. Bowling Green is back in this game, a chance to advance in this tournament, but it's a 3-0 count to start the at-bat with John Hale. This is not what you want to see out of Landon Williman.
He's missing just on the outside, a bit high, a bit outside.
His next pitch to John Hale, right down Broadway for a strike. Solid fastball for Williman today.
Now we're going to get time called.
Time called. We are reaching late in this night. 11:20 in a minute. All of us at Falcon Media Sports Network have been here since 8 in the morning. The first game of this tournament started today at 9:09 a.m. It has been quite the journey today with the rain.
It has been a Falcon-centric day.
To say the least, and the rain has held off for the past 20-ish minutes. We'll see if it hears me say that or not, if it wants to come back.
I mean, choose your words very carefully. It still is raining.
The 3-1 pitch, down low, downpour is what I kind of mean, as it's a leadoff walk by John Hale to begin the 10th.
There's
First
another
walk.
arm in the Falcon bullpen as well, Tyler.
Lefty, could it be Titus Slots maybe?
Let's see that glove. Well, it's not blue.
Okay.
Looks like Luke Krause.
That's the other. That's the long relief guy. Strike thrown in by Williman.
That is number 27.
Luke Krause. The next pitch by Williman, in for a strike. This is interesting. If you're thinking who would start if Williman can't start, your mind would go to Luke Krause. Well, he's up in the bullpen. Kyle Halleck's looking to put all of his chips into this game and worry about tomorrow if we get there. A swing and a miss by Kleiman. He's down on strikes. 1 out in the top of the 10th. Cooper Vance up the bat, the 9-hole hitter. Vance has 1 hit today, a single all the way back in the 3rd. Since then, 2 flyouts and a strikeout looking for the shortstop. He made that play in the bottom of the 9th to end the inning. Avoided some dancing going from 2nd to 3rd by Caden Parker.
Savvy play by Caden Parker, though.
Runner off on the pitch, found to the back. That was John Hale trying to run. It was a very savvy play. John Hale, 10 stolen bases on 17 attempts this season. Has a lot of stolen bases. He's also been caught quite a few times. What a game between these two teams at the MAC tournament. Williman going to step off. I believe he needs a new baseball. That one may be too wet. Like you said, the rain is still coming down. It's not a downpour, but it's still coming down. And now we're going to get another new ball. So home plate umpire, Jay Myers, going to walk over. I think he's going to try to get a few new baseballs.
Just enough to last you through the rest of the game. Keep them dry in your pocket.
Back underway here. 0-1 the count on Cooper Vance. 1 out, top of the 10th. More in extra innings in this elimination game. 7-7. This one grounded to third. Sloan goes to second for 1. They get it back to first. Not in time. So a fielder's choice. The Falcons get the 1 out at second. John Hale is out. That is a 5-4 fielder's choice. And safe at first on the fielder's choice is Cooper Vance. So now we go to the top of the order with Gianno Zaccaro. He has reached base in 4 straight plate appearances. After grounding out the first in the first inning, he has a single in the 3rd, a solo home run in the 5th, a single in the 7th, and reached on an error in the 9th. 2 outs in the top of the 10th. The pitch by Williman, down low for a ball.
You could cut this tension with a knife.
One-0 the count. Zaccaro's next pitch. Apologies. Williman's next pitch to Zaccaro. Misses outside for a ball, 2-0.
Well, technically it is Zaccaro's next pitch.
It is.
It's to him.
It's about 11:30.
Yeah.
Going a little.
Just about.
Runner is off again. Pitches a ball. And safe at second with a stolen base is Cooper Vance. I don't think that McKenzie ever got a good grip on that ball when he tried to pull it out to throw it down.
I agree with you there, Tyler.
He just kind of held it, and I think it just slipped in his hand with the rain. 3-0 the count now, and McKenzie's going to go out and talk with his pitcher. Luke Krause still getting warm in that Bowling Green bullpen. Again, we asked this with Connor Penrod when Williman was warming up. If you're Kyle Halleck, when do you make this decision, if you make the decision?
The warm-up not taking a whole lot of speed. You need 1 out. Yes, you're below in this count right now. You're very far behind. But do have the advantage here in the fact that Bowling Green is really just trying to get any single pitcher to stick. Doesn't matter. Closer, relief, starter. Get them in there and just end this game.
3-0 the count on Gianno Zaccaro. The pitch from Williman. Ball 4. So Zaccaro draws the walk. Second walk of the inning by Landon Williman. And runners on first and second for Eastern Michigan. Brings up Logan Hugo. Tough day for Hugo at the plate. 0 for 4 with a walk. A ground out and 3 flyouts. Williman comes set. The right-hander delivers. First pitch to the at-bat in there. No, just a bit high, actually.
The zone is, like we've mentioned, Tyler, it is a little tricky to distinguish.
Gone a little tighter in this 10th. Preemptive on my part there. The next pitch, that one is in there for a strike. Lowered it just a bit, did Williman. The count goes to 1-1. If you're wondering, the paper that we put up, the prop up the window, has done a good job.
Yeah.
Call back to earlier in the broadcast. As this one is flown out, deep left field, going back and making the catch. No, he did not make the catch. Caden Parker had it, then he ran into the wall, and the ball came loose. And coming home to score is Cooper Vance. Caden Parker made the catch, and then he ran into the wall, and the ball came out.
He looks a little slow to get up there, too, Tyler.
A little shaken up in left field is Caden Parker. That was a big hit he took against the wall. And that's how Eastern Michigan, they're going to score 2 on the play. Not only did Cooper Vance score, so did Gianno Zaccaro, all the way from first. It's a 2 RBI double by Logan Hugo. And that shifts the momentum in this game once again in Eastern Michigan's favor.
It's a give and take. And Eastern Michigan having enough of the Bowling Green show here in the 9th.
It's a 1-1 count on Harrison Travis. Travis 0 for 5 on the day. He aligns this into right field. Horky gonna chase after it over his head. Scoring from second is Logan Hugo. RBI double for Harrison Travis. His first hit of the day, his second run batted in. And Eastern Michigan back to a 3-run advantage, 10-7 in the top of the 7th, or top of the 10th.
Bowling Green is going to need another heroic boom, as Eastern Michigan have just been standing strong in the 10th.
Landon Williman going to stay out there in the mound. The one thing that Landon Williman has this one flown out in left field to Caden Parker. He makes the catch to end the inning. I was going to say the one thing that Landon Williman has led up this year is doubles. Eastern Michigan hit him for 2, and they have a 3-run advantage going into the bottom of the 9th, 10-7, bottom of the 10th, I should say. Wow, 10-7. We will take a quick break, come back with you here on Falcon Radio.
The IRS is urging people to beware of ads that promise big money by claiming the Employee Retention Tax Credit. This is a real tax credit that helps businesses that were affected by the pandemic, but scammers are telling people they qualify when they don't. The scammer takes a fee and your personal information. If you're not eligible for the credit, getting conned by this could cost you a lot. The IRS doesn't want that to happen to you, so check the official information at irs.gov/ERC.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
To the bottom of the 10th we go. It'll be top of the order for Bowling Green once again. Gunnar Antillion, Garrett Wright, Brady Birchmeyer. The Falcons trail by 3, 10-7. Tyler Kamlitz and Chaz McNeil from the Falcon Media Sports Network on the call for this one. Bowling Green going to need another miracle comeback in the 10th to keep this game going. First pitch was 8-10. It is 11:31.
This has been a long one, Tyler. Nowhere near as long as game 1. But Bowling Green have been in the midst of a baseball game for
since 9:09 a.m.
over 12 hours. Yep.
First pitch hits Gunnar Antillion. Free 90 feet. Bowling Green with one of their 3 base runners they need on. That's a good start. If you're the Falcons, 1 pitch, 1 base, they'll take it. And that brings up Garrett Wright, the MAC Player of the Year contender, the MAC Defensive Player of the Year, and the back-to-back All-MAC first team an All-MAC defensive team honoree. First pitch to him, misses for a ball. Garrett Wright, the best hitter on this Bowling Green team. Still just a sophomore. The next pitch to him, misses high for a ball. 2-0. Kleiman going to meet with his pitcher.
It's looking like 3 to 4 bodies warming up in the EMU bullpen. A little bit of...
Still Ethan Davis on the mound currently for the Eagles.
Tyler, you know the game that people play where you hide the ball under the cup and you move the cups around?
Yeah,
that's what EMU is doing right now. One of them is the real pitcher. You just got to figure out who it is. As Bowling Green are not hiding their intentions, Luke Krause watching the game from the sidelines, not even throwing anymore.
There's no point to it right now.
Only one dressed.
Garrett Wright, weak grounder to short, and they're going to go to second for one. Back to first, not in time. So, Antillian out at second on the 6-4 fielder's choice. That's the first out of the inning. Garrett Wright reaches first base safely on the fielder's choice. Switch out Antillian for Wright, add an out, and bring up Brady Birchmeyer.
Still very doable for the orange and brown. You've got Brady Birchmeyer coming off, what, third biggest hit of his career? Depending on the outcome of this game? I mean,
probably the biggest in the moment. Birchmeyer holds up, does not go on that first pitch, which misses low. Bottom of the 10th. Bowling Green trails Eastern Michigan 10-7. The next pitch to Birchmeyer. Grounded sharply to third. They go to second for one. Back to first. That's how Bowling Green's season ends. Brady Birchmeyer grounds into the double play. Bowling Green's comeback falls short. Eastern Michigan wins 10-7. They advance in the losers bracket of the MAC tournament. Bowling Green is eliminated from the MAC tournament, and their season is over. So we're not going to go to a post game here. We're just going to wrap this one up quick. We have to get down, do interviews with the team. They have to get back to their hotel and back to Bowling Green. It is 11:30 at night. Chaz, your final Falcon Media Sports Network broadcast. Yep. You've done a great job with this organization. You've done a great job as a baseball beat. Want to give you all your flowers for that.
It's a shame it had to end like this.
And I want to give flowers to everyone in the organization that worked with baseball this season. It's been a tremendous pleasure and honor to work with BGSU baseball and cover BGSU baseball for Falcon Media Sports Network, myself for the second year in a row as a beat for this organization. And this is also the last Falcon Media Sports Network broadcast of the year that we will be having until soccer season rolls around in August. So Bowling Green season officially over. They finished the season 33-22 overall, 19-12 in conference play. Chaz, any final thoughts on the season, on the game?
The expectations going into this season were, I believe, unlike anything Bowling Green had felt in several years. I believe they were picked second to finish in the MAC at the start of the year, second or third?
Third or fourth, right around there.
And they finish technically fourth, but really they're the first team eliminated, so they're that sixth team. It's been a great season for the team. A lot of successes, a lot of records broken. A lot of success out of Garrett Wright. A lot of success out of Connor Penrod. A lot of success out of Growth. Carter Tice, Braden Curtis, freshmen coming out of the woodwork. Just not enough. Those injuries mounted. They mounted at bad times. The rust, it grew, it added, and it whittled the Falcons away at the end of the tournament. It's just how baseball is. But, Tyler, I've got no doubts you'll be here next year calling it. So I'm excited to listen and watch your journey for one more season with the team. And I'm excited to watch Coach Kyle Halleck throughout the years develop this team into what he views them to be.
And I don't want to go through all the names because I will certainly miss some. But, again, everyone who covered BGSU baseball for Falcon Media Sports Network this year, a huge shout-out to every single one of you. It's been a tremendous fun year of covering this team once again. of covering all of these sports for Falcon Media Sports Network. Our coverage for the team is not over for the year. We'll be here the final 2 days of this MAC tournament, the really final 3 days of this MAC tournament now. We will also be having a few more pieces for baseball at the end of this year. So we're not going to be done just yet. That season recap will mark the end of our coverage this year. Expect that in a few weeks' time. But that's going to be the final broadcast for Falcon Media Sports Network this year. And Chaz, it's your final broadcast. It's only fitting. I'm going to give a few thank yous and then let you take it home. So,
okay.
Want to thank again Holden Ruck, who started board operating the Toledo game. Huge shout out to him. And then Nathan Burkett, who finished board operating that Toledo game and this entire Eastern Michigan game, staying up in the Cooling Center until going to be midnight at this point. So huge thank you to Nathan back in the studio. I also want to thank Jack Rentema and Noah Seeley from Falcon Media Sports Network here covering the MAC tournament with us. They'll be here the next 3 days as well covering this. So that'll do it for us here in Avon. Bowling Green season comes to an end. 10-7 loss to Eastern Michigan. And Chaz, do the honors.
So one final time here from Avon, from Tyler Kavelitz, Noah Seeley, Jack Rintema, and myself, Chaz McNeil, want to say have a phenomenal rest of your night. Thank you sincerely for listening to both WBGU 88.1 FM and Falcon Radio for all of your BGSU baseball coverage.
This broadcast has been a Falcon Media Sports Network production. For more BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN, BG Falcon Media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.